Welcome to the GRG podcast, where you get all the latest gaming news, hot topics, and more. With guest Triple Cup Chuck, Live Wires Gaming, 108 Dragons TV, Bloody Knuckles, Operations Op, 100, live, and your host, K-Mega 405. The GRG podcast
starts right now.
Woo! Let's go! The GRG podcast is back, baby! Now, it never left because GRG podcast was done, I should say, very well, masterfully by my I can't even talk already. Masterfully by my homeboy, 108 Dragons TV. You did a fantastic job, man, while I was away. So, that's great. So, no doubt about it. Thank you very much. So, anyway, what's going on, everybody, man? We here. Damn, it's all good to be, it's great to be back, man. The panel's here, and we got a special guest tonight, PK Live, and this is kind of like a late thing because Bloody won't be here tonight. So, what's up with you, man? Nice. And as usual, K-Mega has done it again. I got to hit the audio for the people. I know. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. No, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do it. Oh, cheers. All right, good night. All right, so... so anyway, so let me go ahead and fix this right fast. But anyway, let me just do this and say this as well while I'm trying to fix this. Man, it was I was been on hiatus. Some people know, a lot of people don't. But man, you know, I'm saying the cat's out the bag for the majority of people that already knew. So anyway, I got married, and so now I have, you know, it's a done deal, man. I had to put up my player card, so it was. Oh my God, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. They can't hear y'all right now, so that's good. I can just go ahead like ha 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 ha. Let me go ahead and fix this. Let me fix this. All right, let's see. Let me check it and see if this was working right now for y'all.
Didn't I tell this dude to test the stream op?
I did. I tested it. I tested it. I
Not
just
with
gotta do
nobody.
it. Just tell them. Don't come in here and start calling me Rusty. All right, good night, baby. Anyway, so I'm back. It's good. A few minutes. It all right. I'm keeping the party rolling. And as I do, and always, I got to go ahead and introduce the panel. And like I said, let me go ahead and introduce the new guy that came on late and taking the spot for my boy Bloody Knuckles because he had to go serve up another energy to get those Satan rings, and he had to look for a new nail polish to go for his nails and toes. And I think he said he had to get a Medi Petty as well. So big shout out to you, and man, hope you get that taken care of. So what's going on with you, PK Live? What's happening, brother? Sorry you have to do the introduction again.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. Happy Friday, family and friends. I'm just glad to be here hanging out, talking about games. I love the cast. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, no doubt. All right, and then we move on to the bums. Bum number one, he is no longer the rookie. We have probably got to graduate him to, I don't know. One of you guys can help me out on what we're going to call
Super senior. Got left back in the 12th grade.
I graduated. I'm still in school. Which one is?
I think you're still in school.
One?
I think you're still in school, but you ain't the rookie anymore. So maybe a sophomore, junior. I wouldn't say a senior yet.
I want y'all to hold me back. God damn.
Yeah, I gotta hold you back a little bit, man. I gotta hold you back. You gotta still carry my books to class. So,
trash.
as your fearless leader has returned. Shout out to Xbot. Oh, anyway. So what's up with you, Bot? Oh, I see. I'm over here.
Hold on. I'm not blogging now.
Op. What's going on with you?
No, much. Just chilling, man. Just been grinding Gears 5, get those tour duties. After that, not much for me.
Nice. All right. And then we moving on to the next bum, 100. What's happening with you, fam? What's going on with you, brother?
Oh, I'm over here drinking and gaming. You know what I do?
What you gaming on?
The DLC for the Division 2.
Nice. I saw you and Bam in there last night. I popped on. I didn't get no invites. I was looking for y'all. I didn't
No,
know what was going on.
I didn't even play with Bam last night. Bam just came in and said, "What's up?" I went to bed. I had to go to the office.
Oh
So I
yeah,
didn't even
because
play
I
with
was
Bam
looking. I
last night.
said
If
these
I did,
suckers
I
best
played with him
out.
for 5 minutes. I didn't play no. I play more. I've been playing more by myself. I played with the other homies,
Yeah. Did you
from
fight any
Australia, but
bosses
I
yet?
haven't. But you was already in the game with Bam and
Yeah.
Maddie the other night. See,
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So you should have came in there because we beat two bosses, and let me tell
I
you,
got two bosses beat. I'm on the third one.
that one boss is the one that has the shocks everywhere, and then oh man, he's a problem.
Yeah, that's the one I'm fighting now. That's the
Yeah,
one
he's
I
a
got to
problem.
fight. And I got pissed off last night. And I went to bed. I said, "No, I'm gonna drink this whole bottle of whiskey. No, this nigga,
Ooh.
it pissed me off. So
All
I'm gonna
right.
get." And then they up the ante when you go 4 deep.
Yeah, I know. So it was crazy. It's really intense. They've done a really good job with that. But we'll get more in discussion about that as well as what you're seeing on the screen right here, that Final Fantasy VII demo. But last but not least, man, got to give it up to my man again, man. I can't say enough about this brother, man. He's ever since he's been a part of the crew, man, he has helped out tremendously. I can't say enough about everybody in the crew, really. You know what I'm saying? You guys has done a fantastic job, man, and it just made the family more tight knit. But man, thank you 108 Dragons for doing the show. You didn't have to, but you wanted to, and hopefully it got you some exposure, got you some subs, got you out there, man, so you could get to that grand thousand. And man, so what's been going on, man? How you been?
Well, I appreciate you for lending me your baby, man, and I appreciate our super team for holding me down while you was gone. I had a pleasure doing it. It was fun as hell. And for the community, without you, we are nothing. You understand? And y'all came out in droves and supported the channel over there in 108 and supported GRG as a crew, and I appreciate everybody. And I'm excited to get into these topics, and welcome back and congratulations, bro. Facts.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. No, man, feels good, feels good, feels good. Tony feels good style, no doubt. So, all right, man, without further ado, let's get straight to the topics. We got quite a bit to discuss, and we're going to try to do it in record time. Now, this ain't Lemon's GRG. This is K Mega's GRG. I will do the best
We're
that I
not doing
can.
that. I'm gonna do you like I did up. We're not doing that. We're
Okay,
just gonna keep it rolling.
Okay, we keep it rolling. We keep it rolling. No sidetrack, even though I know somebody's gonna go left, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get it. We're gonna try to keep it moving. So anyway, all right. So
But the record is the beat in the world, and the Guinness Book of World Records is 1 hour and 55 minutes.
bruh,
That's the record.
Well, okay, all right. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that yet. I don't know about maybe next week, but I don't know about this week. Anyway, so
Oh, man.
okay. Before I get started, thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate it, man, with the donation. That's fantastic, man. Thank you so much for the support. And also, let's get to it. Final Fantasy VII remake demo came out. What was it? 2 days ago, or yesterday, or just came out? It's been out for a couple of days.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it came out earlier this week. Also, the Division and the Division's expansion came out as well.
Back in New York.
Yeah, and came back to New York. So I want to get you guys' thoughts on this, but let's first go to our guest, PK Live. Have you played either one of them? And give me your, and we'll just go individually. Let's just talk about Final Fantasy demo right now, and you give me your pros and cons about that game, and then I guess I'll get everybody, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the Division. So, what is your thoughts about the Final Fantasy demo?
Um, so I think the demo is excellent. The presentation is nice. The combat simplistic. They walk you through how the combat system has changed since the old, you know, classic way of playing the game. Even though they do have a classic mode, I think they did a great job, especially if you compare it to the original reveal trailer versus now. Is very polished in comparison, and how it plays is very fluid and easy to pick up. I think it's a blend between Kingdom Hearts 3 combat and Final Fantasy 15 with a little bit of uh, classic gameplay mixed in. Um, the only thing that kind of bugged me is sometimes in the middle of combat, the camera may get a little trying to juggle the camera because it's a free flowing camera. So maybe they'll improve it by giving an option to kind of lock on to whatever character from a certain distance, or maybe I just missed that part.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You have to. It's a free roaming camera. You got to move the camera around with the other analog.
Okay, well, yeah. So overall, I think it's a pretty solid. It's going to be a pretty solid game. Um, my only worries is how long will we have to wait after this initially launch for the next part of the story?
Right. That is a great question. I don't know, man. I mean, do you have? I mean, there's been people that's been speculating because if you played the previous game, only on Midjar it was only around like 5 to 10 hours max. So of course that game can't be that short. So and I've heard rumors that this game is supposed to be anywhere from 30 to 60 hours. Do you think that Square Enix can make that possible and add more, you know what I'm saying, more to the story by making it 60 hours just staying on Midjar?
Well, I think that's their intention. I mean, the game is going to be a 100 gigabyte install, so I really think that it's going to be a huge game. And I speculate, I'm not sure that they're going to actually go beyond Midgar and actually get to the point where the first CD of the original game ended,
Okay, all right.
giving away spoilers.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, no part, no. Yeah, I mean, I know that this is gonna introduce a lot of people that hasn't played the first Final Fantasy 7, but I know I think the majority of people that have played it and experienced, I think those will be the first people that will buy the game. They'll be the hardcore. So I think they already know what you're talking about. So, all right. Do you have anything else you want to add to that before I move on?
No, no, I like I said, I just think it's overall solid, very
Hmm.
fun, and it has different modes for different play styles. So if you don't want to play the new way, you can play the classic way, or if it's a little too hard, they do have an easy mode. So I think they were being very intentional and thinking this through for all audiences.
Nice. All right. Cool. All right. 100. I'm pretty sure that you probably didn't get your hands on it, but I do want to get your thoughts on the Final Fantasy demo for whatever that you've seen. I don't know if you're watching the gameplay. That is my gameplay that I'm playing it right there. So, uh, give me your thoughts about positive or negative from what you've heard
Uh,
and for what you've seen.
I'm gonna give the positive first. I'm gonna say positive. The game looked gorgeous.
Okay.
You know, uh, to me it plays like to me what I've seen. But see, I did my due diligence this time.
See, boy,
I
you
went
doing
to
too much. Boy, you better stop drinking right now. And don't you dare drink another thing because you using these words and using them right. So just wait till after the show and
Somebody
then
got to
get lit.
replace Bloody.
Stop it. So anyway, go ahead, brother.
but I listened to. I wanted to hear from everybody about it. So I went.
Mhm.
I saw people that's like played it, and they were PlayStation channels. There were Nintendo channels. There were PC channels, Xbox channels, and I was looking, and some of them were mad. I'll tell you the cons in a minute, but the game looked good. The game good. What is something that I could play? Yeah, to me, it plays a little bit more like Final Fantasy 15.
Mhm.
I like it's not turn based. I ain't the turn based guy like that. I have control what's going on. I like it's English dubbed. Thank God it's English dubbed. Um, the only con now I have people when I listen to all different sides. Some people wanted traditional. Um, I hit you, you hit me, turn based, and a lot of people I had they gave me a good reason to believe what they did not like it for because they said when you do traditional turn based, it's like playing chess. And I said, I never thought about it that way. It enlightened me. But I still like that way. My only con with it is why they running at least 1080p 60 frames per second. That's my thing. At least on the pro, it should run 60 frames per second. I've been playing 60 for a long time now. I can see a racing game that's 30, but that should be 60. And how long this game being in development? it's crazy to me. I'm just keeping it real, but that's the only gripe I got. I ain't going along with it, but it looks good. It looks gorgeous. Square Enix is putting they I know it's been on. It's been with different developers and stuff like that, and they had to take it back. But is that a game that I would purchase on PlayStation? Yeah, I will.
So you're gonna buy a
And you getting
PlayStation
that from
game?
Xbox
So
guy.
you're gonna buy a PlayStation game to play it?
Man, I'm gonna play it.
Okay.
Wait,
I'ma play it because I got what you call it.
no. This is a mark in history. This is a
Ain't no mark in
monumental
history.
moment.
I just bought MLB The Show.
Kumbaya, my lord.
This ain't the
bought
channel for
MLB The Show.
kumbaya.
Kumbaya. You have come.
Uh-oh.
Welcome, my brother. Kumbaya, my lord.
No,
Hey.
I just bought MLB The Show.
Everybody hold hands.
Hold
Everybody in
hands.
the chat, hold
We
hands.
got the Gamma Green himself coming in here saying he's gonna buy him a PlayStation game to play it. He's got a
dust off
PlayStation.
that PlayStation
He's gonna
in the
dust it out. He's gonna
garage.
pull it out of the garage and he's gonna play it. Boy,
Ain't so
Man.
100.
I know.
Man, I'm finna play. It's baseball season, so I'm finna play MLB The Show.
He just found the
He's
kill
gonna
the
play
CV.
two? What? Kumbaya, my lord.
That's all the game I buy on the regular PlayStation. Only reason
Okay.
I go in the garage and dust off the box.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I'm very impressed. So
So
it took Final
I like
Fantasy.
baseball.
Shout out to Square Enix. So all you PlayStation fans out there, you need to give a big shout out to Square Enix. Write them and say, look, the unity between gamers is now beneficial. Mr. Gamma Green himself, 100, is now going to buy that game to play it on the PlayStation. He's not going to wait a year. He's going to play it on the PlayStation. I'm thrilled. I'm stunned, all at the same damn time.
And you know what I'm really excited
And
about?
he said
Kid
MLB
Mega?
The Show. Yeah.
You know why I'm really excited?
Yeah.
Because I finally get to know what his PlayStation name is, his PSN Now name is.
Yeah, that is.
You won't because I use my son, so I don't.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, I do got a big shout out. Sir X Man, he put this out a long time ago, but I was just waiting until 100 got done. Big shout out to you. He says, Rick James, you know the rest. I'm Rick James. I got you. We'll see before
Rick James and Depends.
Oh, anyway, no, I'm not there yet. And then also, guess who come in here? Look, I don't have my stream deck yet, so I got to do I got to get the sound out for my man. Live Wires in the building, man. He's here. The king, the Dolphin King himself has now graced the GRG podcast, man. What's going on with you, brother? What's happening?
Oh, not much. Chilling. I am back.
The logo is trash.
My week hiatus.
What the logo is fire. What's wrong with that?
Hey,
No, I'm just saying what the haters is gonna say.
Who cares what the haters say? Do what you gotta do. So, all right, since you just popped in here, I'm finna go to you, and then I'll go to Lemon last. The question was about Final Fantasy Remake, the demo. What was your impressions by it? Give me your pros and cons about it.
Pros. It looks good. Combat is decent. I have some issues with it, but I'll explain that in a second.
Okay.
But like the main combat, from what I see, like you fight the little minions or whatnot, that's decent. Okay, I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, that's it. Those are my pros. Now my cons. The voice acting is shit.
I was waiting for somebody to do it. I was waiting for it.
I'm just saying, and I'll explain it. Like, and I'm gonna preface by saying this: I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. I don't know shit about Final Fantasy. Don't really give too much of a shit. I just came in it blind, no expectations, just judging it based off of games that have come out like in the past couple of years, right? So based on now the demo, obviously I don't know if it's throwing me in the middle of something that's going on, so I don't really know what the hell's going on. But just based on the dialogue is atrocious. It feels like like they kept the original dialogue and basically had people update it and just act it out. But that dialogue sounds crazy, bro. Like to me, it sounds crazy. Like it doesn't. It just sounds like when you got this big Mexican dude who's like
He's not Mexican. He's black.
whatever.
He's African. Well, I don't know if he's African American, but he's a
Yes.
he's a black. I know he's a black man. I just didn't know if so he's an African American. Okay, I got you.
Fine.
So all right.
We have a colored individual
Thank you.
who is who just talks crazy, bro. He talks like that dude from Days Gone. Like his emotions are all over the place. Like the dude's over there talking to him and saying like you gotta do this. He's like, what the fuck you mean? I'm like, yo, damn, what the hell's wrong with this guy? And then you got the girl that's talking to him all provocative, like I'm like, damn, this chick is on his nuts, like for real. Like this is crazy, bro. What's going on? But they supposed to be on a mission. I'm like, yo, this is like something that would have been cool. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like those 90s. Like, all right, think about it this way, like Police Academy. Police Academy was dope when it first came out, but if you watch them do a Police Academy the same way, they just added new actors but keep the same dialogue, the jokes is all the same, you'd be looking at that shit cringy, like they couldn't update this shit at all. Like that shit was funny like 20 years ago. That shit ain't funny no more.
Yo, 100. What are you doing?
I don't know what that nigga. He rolling a blunt or something.
100. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. All right. Go ahead. Finish up.
He was rolling papers, but yeah. So like the dialogue is a little off. Now, I don't know anything about the story, so I'm not gonna say the story shit because again, the demo just throws you into the middle. So I can't really judge based off of that. But I'm just saying based on what I see, it's the dialogue kills it for me, man. Now I'm not. The funny thing is, we just played Resident Evil 2 remake, right? And I'm not gonna lie, the dialogue was kind of the same there too. And I kind of let that shit slide because even though the dialogue was a bit cheesy for that game, there's not so much of it, you know.
Right.
So most of the time you're just killing zombies. Yeah, every once in a while you. The hell? What's that in my ear? God damn it! Hold on, something's in my ear.
Oh well, you better call the exterminator.
No.
I don't know what's going on there.
No. It's one of the websites. Like I was looking at ESPN, and you know how like if you ever go on that website, like
and they'll hit you with the
commercials will just run at
random.
Yeah, it'll just run. It'll be nothing, and then all of a sudden it'll run at random, and yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, damn, I lost my train of thought because that shit was all in my ear. But yeah, I was saying how like I let it slide on Resident Evil 2 because it wasn't so much dialogue. But this is going to be a long ass game. Going to have a ton of dialogue. My only concern is that you're going to be listening to kind of cheesy ass, outdated dialogue. Like I wish they kind of updated it. That's my biggest issue.
Did you play the first game? Did you play the?
No.
Okay, so
no.
The first game was just. Yeah, you just read it. It was just titles. So it wasn't no voice acting or anything. So,
Wait, the original was no voice acting?
No.
No voice acting.
No voice acting at all. It was just all you just read it.
It was bubbles.
Yeah.
Wait, no. But I'm saying with the CG,
right,
with
and
the cutscenes, it was voice acting, right?
No. This game was 23 years old.
Yeah, it came out in 96. What, 96?
Oh, so there was no voice acting.
Something like
97.
Yeah, between 96 and 97. Yeah, so it was. 97.
So people were talking because I heard a couple of people saying how like, they like how the guy talks. It's just how they remember, and I'm thinking, it must.
They're probably talking
just
about
like from the remember from reading the dialogue.
Well, no, they're also animated movies that has these characters as well, and so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's probably what they're talking about. But yeah, it's they didn't have any voice actors in the game back then. The game was at that particular time was all about cinematics.
Okay. Now the game. Like the thing is like, with Final Fantasy, it's going to be interesting because I played Final Fantasy. I haven't beaten it or anything. I started Final Fantasy 15.
Mm-hmm.
It seems cool. The combat is killing me, dog.
You didn't like it?
Like, I like aspects of it. I like the button, you know, but it's really just a square button. Like everything else is triangles, like some command shit that you use sometimes, and then everything else, all the other abilities are like you got to go into sub menus to use it one time, even if you're gonna use the same ability multiple times.
Right.
That's just frustrating as hell.
They
I don't
actually have a
understand why-
shortcut.
Yeah,
Actually,
they got a
They
shortcut.
sure do.
Yeah, they got a shortcut.
All right, so what's the shortcut? Because
Go ahead, PK. Tell them. Let them know.
I tried to do it, and it felt like you know, like in The Witcher, I figured you do a weapon wheel, and then you pick whatever you want, and I could just use that multiple times. But in this, it was just like, oh, I gotta use this. It's, you know, the cooldown. Yeah, I get that, but like I gotta keep on going into that sub menu in order to pick either one of the same. Like to me, The Witcher, just using the D-pad to choose what I wanted just seemed like it was just a lot easier.
You can do the
And the
same
fact-
thing. You just gotta place the stuff in there. Like PK can describe that a lot easier, but yeah, you can use the D-pad to put your abilities in and use them as you see fit. Now you got to take them out and exchange them once they're depleted or something like that, or if you get a enhanced one or whatever, you want to change it to
okay.
ice, fire, things like that. But you do have the ability to just use the digital and go for whatever powers that you have. Am I right with that, PK, or am I missing something with that?
yeah, just like most RPGs, you can assign the shortcuts to those actions.
Facts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
If,
didn't.
if that's easier for you, then that will work. You just got to go into the settings.
Yeah, because I got in a fight with the robot, and I'm trying to figure out the shit on the because I didn't read through the fucking stupid ass whatchamacallit. I'm
well, see,
like,
that's
but
that's
you didn't
that,
read
that's
through it,
that's
and you
your
blame the
fault
game.
right there. That's
listen,
okay. We cutting you
yo,
off
okay,
right
man.
now.
Yo, you
All
wanna
right,
listen?
bro.
Somebody shut his mic down.
Bro, you're
Listen,
done
listen.
right now. You're done.
Hold up.
You're
Hey,
done.
Mega. Why can't I just press the option button if I run it? That's the other thing. They have no fucking option button on here.
It's
They got a tutorial. They got a massive
Tutorial.
tutorial.
If I want,
And they got a tutorial that will help show
Well,
you.
if you go
I
into
want
settings,
to-
there
listen,
you can
if I
always
want to
review
start, if I want to press start and then go.
No, you
to
skip through the
my
tutorial.
layout.
Just say it. It's okay.
That's
It's
he
okay.
already said it. He already said it.
What I'm
Yeah.
telling you what I expect. Now you don't have to agree with it, but I'm telling you what I expect. When I press the start button, there should be a motherfucking option for me to start and go and choose what the control settings are.
Hold on. Let me go to my closet and get the world's smallest violin for him. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Listen, man. If you wanna accept that shit, fine. That's on you. But bro, if I'm playing Halo or some shit like that, and it's like, oh, guess what? Where's the option button? There is none. What the fuck?
But there is an option
No,
in the menus. Like I mean, it says
There is no
tutorial.
option in the menus.
Yeah, there
But
is.
for you to where?
I forgot. It's been
Oh, so
it's been almost
you know why
2
you
years
forgot?
since I played the game.
You know
But
why-
I'm saying it's
listen. Can
it's
make
in
you know
there.
why you forgot? This is not where it's supposed to be.
oh,
What
bro.
are you doing? Yo, bro, that's like saying, yo, live. Why can't you shoot the guy? Well, the trigger's supposed to be R2? Nah, you gotta understand the trigger's the right thumbstick. You gotta press it in. The fuck, my nigga? Don't tell me no
All right.
dumb shit like that. Like,
Okay.
bro,
All right.
I think I understand what you're saying, but this is a Japanese RPG, so we
Right,
have
so
so-
that don't
It's
give
in-
me the right to be a fucking retard.
And it's faster than the
come on,
original.
Live.
by
All right,
far.
all right. Pump the
All right,
brakes,
we get
live.
it. We get it,
live.
Live.
Pump the brakes. I don't know
Listen,
what
listen.
you've been on, but you better pump the brakes. You can't keep going left, bro. Pump them. All right. Pump them. All right. So I'm gonna move on to 108, and then I'll come back to you about the division. So 108. What is your thoughts about the the Final Fantasy demo, man?
When I first popped it in, I had no expectations. I was going in because being an early adopter from day one. Let's not forget, this is the Final Fantasy that tricked everybody with them CG intros that the game looked like that. Let's just talk about that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is the game that everybody ran out in the United States, got this game home, saw the Munchkin characters, and was like, what is this? Because they only showed the CG cutscenes representing the game. Back in those days, you always looked at the back of the box. You know what I'm saying? To get information. So I got this game home. I played it. I saw these little munchkin characters. I was like, what the hell is this? Going to town and all this craziness. But once you got to play the game, got to know the story, reading all the damn dialogue, watching the cutscenes, you know this game was a brilliant game. Now, back to E3 last year, didn't get a chance to play it. Bloody was going crazy over this demo. I was like, whatever, we'll see. It's been developmental problems, all kind of issues. I don't have no faith in this game. Not from a classic game that we respected and grew up on. So now, getting this demo, my man from IGZ hit me up like 4 a.m. Yo, the demo's available on a text message. I'm like, I'm at work. So I said, damn, all right, when I get home, I'll download it. I went to the PlayStation Store. I installed it remotely. I think it was supposed to install remotely, but it didn't work. But anyway, so now I get home, I play the game. The game, fighting mechanics, once you do the tutorial, it's dope. I thought it was awesome.
In your opinion, to me, it's,
no. I said to me, this is my opinion. This is really not a discredit to you because you play a lot of games that I don't get into. Like you like Control, I think Control is trash. So, everybody got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I thought from what I played, from what I grew up on, I didn't want to play the classic way. I'm like, I want games with American dialogue and, stuff like that. But the gameplay, when I got into it, I like when you go into the menu and it pauses the game. This is not the first game to do that. They had a Dragon Age do that and several other RPGs. I like that aspect. And it's more strategic where you may not have enough hit mana to do your abilities or your specials. And it's strategic. Hitting still with the action, controlling with the button. Now, depends. You're playing with the PlayStation. It's the triangle button. The triangle button is really not an attack button. It's like a stance button in Mortal Kombat. You change your abilities and change your box button into a different attack and a different strength attack. So it was real strategic, and I enjoyed it. And graphically, it was good. And I also put out and said this week on Twitter, I don't double dip. I know it will look better on the X, look better on the Series X. But this game, I would double dip more. But I'm still buying this day one for the PlayStation. The gameplay was solid. Yeah, the dialogue in this game is not fantastic. But how many Japanese games are like that? You trying to tell me it's like only like a game like Metal Gear, over the top, you know what I'm saying, or Ninja Gaiden. Most of their dialogue is cheesy one-liners, even Street Fighter. You know, like they don't have
an anime.
Right. It's not like, those are the type of, it's not like a Mass Effect RPG, you know what I'm saying? Final Fantasies do a better job at it, but this is an old game.
They could do better. Like, bro.
No. I didn't say they couldn't do better. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying most Japanese games don't have that deep intellectual conversation that you're looking for in creative voice acting. Only really Metal Gear out of Japan, and most of the Resident Evils do that.
To me, that's the whole point of even playing the RPG.
Well, then you would never play nothing Square Enix because none of their games really, besides the later versions of Final Fantasy, have that type of dialect.
I mean, that's how I don't know. To me, that's the whole reason you play RPGs.
But I agree with you. I agree with you on the dialogue. But that's not gonna be a not buy for me. That cannot stop me from not buying this game. It was awesome, and from where it came from originally, and seeing an updated version, like I loved when I did a move and I said, "Oh, let me switch to my character and just upgrade my hit point ability or my health." And it paused the game. I like RPGs that do that. I like that. And then you keep playing. It's like it's not really a pause. You still can run, you still moving, it's in slow motion like the Matrix, but you're still involved. I enjoyed that. When it said classic or easy, classic, I'm not doing no more turn-based. I don't want to play turn-based. I'll play, I bought Octopath Traveler on my Switch. I took it back. That game is overrated. But that was turn-based, and I didn't like it. And I'm an old-fashioned JRPG person. I'm just like, I don't want to do that no more. So when they had this aspect in it, and it still had like a Knights of the Old Republic type pause gameplay, I can do that. I enjoyed that. So what I got from it, I enjoyed the hell out of it, especially from where it came from. And especially coming from Square Enix, lending it out to two different developers, and they got nothing. And they had to restart this game, and yo, it just was in a nightmare of development. For it to bounce back and even look like this and play like this is a feat in itself. Only thing I'm mad at is we're getting in an episodic Telltale style situation. That's my biggest thing. Because if I beat this, I want to keep continuing. You know, I don't want to. How long are they going to take for the next part? That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the big question.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's
because this game was in shambles in development.
Right.
It was as bad as Crackdown, if not worse.
Well, but they have the blueprint now. So as long as
they better get it. They got it. Look like they got it right, but it's like
maybe they didn't want to go full commitment on making the game a full-fledged game because they didn't think that they would get the returns back of what they might have by doing it this way. Because I think if people enjoy it, they'll buy it. People see it. There'll be people that'll stream it, and then they'll bring in more publicity for the game for it to sell well. I don't have a doubt really that this game is not going to sell well. I mean, it's a Final Fantasy game for crying out loud.
But you know what it is? They're reaching. You know, this game is 23 years old. They got a whole 2 generations of younger people to get involved.
Right.
Besides selling it to the old heads that played it from day one. Because, you know, no matter how old this game is, this is definitely a new experience if you played the original or not for us. Because the original did not look or play like this. So it's definitely a plus. Like I said, my only gripe is the episodic stuff, but I could wait. I can definitely wait, but I love what I played, especially going into it thinking, oh, this game is going to be terrible, all the problems it had. You know what I'm saying? So I was excited. I ran home. Like I said, shout out to my boy Snow from Ignorant Gamers. He's like, Lemon, it's out. I was like, God damn it. I would have took a day off work to play this. And when I beat it, I was satisfied. That boss battle, I was satisfied. That's it. I'm done.
Cool. All right. So, Sir X-Man, I have not forgot you. I was just over here just waiting for the crew to shut the hell up and let me get to it. Sir X-Man said, Lemon's afraid of Sunday night fights. K-Mega. Facts. I would have to agree with that. We don't see him. Or Xbot 448, especially when we play Mortal Kombat and other games like that.
Man, I told you I'm not playing Mortal Kombat till my man come out.
I have to give shout out to 100. 100 came in there.
You know everybody's gonna play with that dude. I'm just saying.
I'm not.
It don't matter. He's my dude. I told dudes that last year at E3. I'm not playing Mortal Kombat till Spawn hits the market.
All right, cool. But anyway,
I said that right with K-Mega. Didn't I say that?
We're not going left. Okay. So, all right, keep it focused.
All right, my bad.
No,
shout out to my man Depends.
Oh, Sir X-Man. Shout out to Sir X-Man. All right, so okay, so before we get to the division, I do want to make this point for myself is that I'm agreeing with the voice acting aspect with what Livewire was saying. How they did Barrett, listen, I mean, there's plenty, Square Enix got plenty other games out there that has African American or people of color's voice acting a lot better than what the hell was going on with Barrett. It did bring back that nostalgia of Barrett by the look.
X.
And it did bring that nostalgia back, but I don't want that nostalgia voiceover. I just don't, especially for a game when you knew that's kind of like how his voice would probably be projected if they did do voiceover back then when the game first came out. It's not acceptable now. I mean, especially and this is the thing that trips me out, because there's gamers that will talk about story narrative. They'll drive you in the face about, we want them story narratives. And look, the overall story of Final Fantasy VII is absolutely fantastic. You get to play it. Each character has its own It's their own little side story. It makes you more. It gets you excited about whichever, it makes people decide who's their favorite character. You might like Sid, you might like what was it, Yuffie or Tifa, or of course everybody likes Cloud. I personally am a big Sephiroth fan. I just like badass bad characters. But the voice acting for Barrett is absolutely atrocious. I mean, I got love for Mr. T, but Mr. T is like 70 some years old, bruh. And I don't see any other black men walking around looking like and talking like Mr. T anymore. I just don't. I don't. I just don't get it. Like it made me for a second go back to the thought of like, no, y'all ain't trying to do this to me again, where y'all trying to let it get away with this. And I mean, this is supposed to be a deep narrative story, and everybody else is sounding somewhat normal. I will agree, again, the voice acting is not the best. I said that in that video yesterday. But at least they're acceptable. You know what I'm saying? But barely, like, everything is getting enhanced, especially when you get to the part where there's a part where one of the characters pass away, and it's really and I don't want to hear bad. That's sure enough bad news. I'll be like, what?
Get some boss.
Oh, man. We're going to fight him now, sucker.
Go get him.
We're going to get him, Cloud. Man, we don't want that, bro. So anyway, yeah.
You know what it is? Like, for me, can't make it.
Yeah.
It's like watching. If they came out with a movie today and the dude in the movie is supposed to be acting like somebody in current time, but he's like, lean with it, rock with it. You'd be like, what the is going on?
So you trying to call Barrett the two black characters in
okay,
Transformer with the gold teeth?
Yes. And hold on. And I won't even go this far. I haven't seen this movie yet, and I don't know if the movie's out yet, but I think that movie's going to be an absolute disaster. But it got some dope ass actors in it. It's got it's John Henry. It's the remake of John Henry, and John Henry. Did you see the trailer to that?
No, it's John Henry, but like modern day.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But John Henry still sounds, but dude still kind of taking in that John Henry kind of old time voice, and I'm like, come on, Terry Crews.
I got a question for everybody though that nobody talked about. Did y'all like the way you switch between characters and abilities when you was in the middle of battle to take control of another character?
Absolutely.
Did y'all like
That's like Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, like
I like that.
See, when it said classic mode, I was thinking old school rock paper scissors, turn-based.
Right.
And I got excited like, this game is already
classic
win.
mode?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I only played normal.
It plays exactly like Final Fantasy 15. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? It's still fast. But I don't know if you can see my gameplay, but yeah, it's still the same thing.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the classic mode. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to play the faster modes. But I do have to disagree with the writer that
of course
that was coming out and saying that the game was too cumbersome. There's too much stuff on the screen. I got confused. I couldn't set the bomb. I couldn't do this. You know what I'm saying? I respectfully disagree because everybody can have their thoughts, just like what Livewire has. That's the whole point of having this discussion. But I do have to say I think the game is going to be a straight up success. I hope for it because I enjoy those characters. But I am very, very disappointed with the voice acting, especially with the African American character. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Livewire is probably our most rugged person on the podcast, and he don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? You start talking like that, I'm kicking your ass off the show. I'm going to tear y'all's asses up, motherfucker. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Get your corny ass out of here. So anyway, all right, so let me... So let me make this point here. Quickly, what do you guys think about the Division? The expansion.
It's cool.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's funny. Everybody's bitching about before it came out, and like once it dropped, everybody's playing it, and everybody's cool right now. So what's going on, man? Everybody frauded at this point.
Hey, man. Hey, Jay Slayer, ain't no you fraud the public with that. But I'm going to read this for the people to listen to this because this right here is absolutely ridiculous. He said, K-Mega, did you ever think maybe he got hit in the head too many times, and that's why he sounds like that, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, now he got brain
Now,
damage.
he got brain. Yeah, the only black guy in the game, he's got brain
Oh,
damage
come on.
because he got hit across the
100
head
bleed
too many
green, you bleed Final
times.
Fantasy juice. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I got hit across the head, but I'm strong, big, and black. Get the
And they
hell out of
chopped
here.
off my arm and put on this
Put
gun. They
this
took out a piece of my
gun.
brain.
Oh man, move out the way, Cloud. I know what you're doing, Merc. Okay, I'm done. Let's get to the next topic.
You double cross us. Double cross us,
50
fool.
minutes over a demo.
Hey man, but the demo was fire. But I mean, that was
It was funny, son.
The
it was
demo.
bro. It's just we're just talking about it. It's discussion. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But anyway, let's get to the second topic.
Let's go, Blue. Let's go, Angry Smurf. Let's go.
No, he's like a I don't know what blue and
Papa
green
Smurf.
mix. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so Platinum Games. Lemon, this is your favorite right here. No. This is PK. I think PK. Yeah, PK. This is why PK said he wanted to come on the show. He wanted to talk about this. So Platinum Games. I made a tweet a couple of weeks ago when they first started talking about the Wonderful 101 remake, and they said they wanted to start a Kickstarter, and I said it sounds shady to me.
Shady.
How is it that there's one article saying that they need funding for this game so it can be ported to the PlayStation 4, PC? Haven't heard anything about Xbox. But there's also another report that's saying that they would like to reach out to Microsoft to buy Scalebound. So, excuse me, how is it that you're going to have money in one hand to want to buy an IP, which is going to cost millions? But you can
A lot of millions.
A lot of millions. But yet, on the other hand, you're talking about, man, we ain't got that bread, Jack. We ain't got that money, so you can go ahead and if y'all could kick us back, you know what I'm saying? We would really appreciate it. So people were, not everybody. There was most people that was kind of saying that looked shady too, but there was other people. I've already put into the Kickstarter. I'm supporting it. This is what gaming. This is what gaming is all about. Helping out the little guy. All this and all that. This is Platinum Games we're talking about. They're not little, but I said, okay, I'm not going to argue with these people because listen, they're passionate about it. They want this game. I totally understand it, right? So now, lo and behold, here comes some news, and yeah, Platinum Games admits Wonderful 101 Kickstarter was a publicity stunt.
Oh,
They said
got
that
him.
the Platinum Games president, he revealed the reason behind the 101 Kickstarter and what it means for the future of games. Is what I'm going to go to you, PK, again and ask you this. But I want to say this. His reasoning behind it was we wanted to gauge and see what our pre-order sales was going to be. So without doing a like, hey, we got this game out, go to GameStop or just go ahead and buy it outright or whatever, or pre-order it. He wants to do a Kickstarter to see what the volume would be, what the temperature in the room would be for people to go out and to support this game. So PK,
you gotta say it exactly how he said it. We put out a Kickstarter to see interest.
Yes.
In porting this title.
Right. So, PK, can you please talk to the public out here and give us your expertise on what you thought about this, man? Did you think this was right? Do you think that what's the future of this coming down the line? Because Shenmue did this as well. Shenmue 3 asked for a Kickstarter. Now we have Platinum Games asking for a Kickstarter. What do you think?
So
he cleared his throat.
I'm not the biggest Platinum Games fan, though I do like a couple titles that they make. But as far as I know, all the titles I played are not AAA. Okay, Wonderful 101, I own that on Wii U. I bought it because a lot of people said it was a good game. I'm not saying it's a terrible game, but is it worth people to give money to port it? I don't think so. I also felt like if they needed to port a game, why do they need other people to give them money? So I already felt like in the beginning something was off here. It's a Wii U game. It's not like porting the Master Chief Collection or anything, right? The game is like 15 hours long. Come on, it's It literally is not that huge of a game to port. So I didn't understand why they needed funding. And then once I read the interview of them saying they didn't really need the money, not only did that uh, set me on fire, but they also said, "Oh, we're going to port to the Switch and the PlayStation 4." And when the interviewer asked, he said, "What about the Xbox?" He says, "Well, the technology was, or the hardware is just too different." So they lied one for needing the money. Then they lied a second time saying they're the only developer in the whole wide world that has trouble porting a game. Hence, Witcher ended up on the Switch. Please
Mm.
tell me how Wonderful 101 is harder to port from the Wii U, which is using IBM chipset, over to x86, which the Switch has done to almost all their ports from the Wii U over to the Switch easily. But you can do it on a PlayStation, but you can't do it at Xbox, and they both use the same x86 architecture.
Ooh.
I don't understand how's that it just seems like to me is either a problem there because you got an issue with Microsoft and you just trying to downplay that, and you want some favor done. But be honest, these guys are crooks. Okay, the reason why they got fired from Microsoft is because they were using Microsoft funds to create Scalebound, but they didn't even have half the game finished in 4 years. They were using the funds to fund their other projects. So yes, they should get fired. If you was the boss and you gave him a project and he don't have a deliverable, you're gonna fire him because you've
Facts.
been paying him for nothing, and that's legit. So yes, I think they screwed over their fans. Um, do I think Wonderful 101 should be played? Yes, but I don't think it should be us paying them to port the game.
And now also let me make this point too. PK is a diehard Nintendo fan. I mean, he enjoys Nintendo. Like, brother would hit me up and I mean, he's here to witness. You know what I'm saying? Here's my witness. He hit me up one day and he just wanted to vent about Pokemon. We talked. He talked about. I can't say we because I let him talk. Let him vent for over 2 hours about Pokemon and the situation with that. So the man is about Nintendo. He's about all gaming because he got everything. But when it comes to Nintendo, it's close to the heart. So when he says something about this particular game, because I never played Wonderful 101, so I'm going to listen because I trust his expertise in that field, especially with those type of games. And wow, that's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy. You have anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, so I'm not going to sit here and say people that like the game, it's a terrible game. It's not really a terrible game. I think it's mediocre. I did lose interest after a while, but that's just me. And I love action games. You guys can check out my gamer score. I play every action game, so I love them to death. And yes, I love Bayonetta, even though that's a Platinum Games game. I do like. I thought Nier was also kind of niche. I didn't think it was as spectacular as other people might have put it on. But overall, that's the only game I like from Platinum Games. We could talk about all the other games that were trash in my opinion, but overall, I think they are a mediocre game making
Ooh.
development company.
Whew. Well,
Ooh.
PK Live, ladies and gentlemen, look him up and send the hate to him, not to me. No, no, hey, look, you're definitely entitled to your opinion, and bro, I don't know. But 100, instead of you getting a drink, man, let me know what you think about this whole platinum situation, man. Do you think that they were wrong to try to hustle the public, or do you think this is just business, fair trade?
Give me next. I'm walking to the store. I gotta get
Oh,
me a box.
oh, okay, all right. So let me go to Livewire. Livewire, what do you think?
Man, I don't care about platinum games.
Okay,
They don't make shit I like right now.
Damn.
tell us how you
Yeah,
really feel.
I just said like, look, the last game I bought from them was near Automata, and y'all know how I feel about that game.
Facts.
Right, right. So,
So it is what it is. It's not, I haven't played Bayonetta. I have it. I just haven't played it.
hmm
But I don't know. With them, it's they make they make AA, AAA games, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like they AAA games look like AAs.
They have all double A's. People just keep claiming they triple A's. The only AAA game they worked on was the game that got canceled. Facts. Scalebound.
Yeah.
They don't have no other AAA game. All of them were small budgets. Facts. But I'll get to that when I go.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, but that's basically
Because
what
I'm a
it is.
fan, but I'm gonna destroy them.
But that's what they stuff look like. But I mean, yeah, they on some shady stuff. But we knew that. We knew that
Facts.
for a while. It's just that, you know, the only reason why this is even worth, I mean, even a discussion is because PlayStation dudes like to make fun of the whole Scalebound situation. And on top of it, it's like, oh, they're skipping Xbox with another game. But it's like, are they really? You know what I mean, like if a girl is out here fucking all dudes, but she got herpes, are you upset that she skipped you?
Where we going?
Not really.
Where we going?
Analogies. Let's go. Let's go live. Get it.
Where we going with this tonight? What's going on? Is this
You
is
know
this my
where
welcome
I'll be
back?
going.
Is this
I
my
wasn't
welcome
here.
back?
I'll be going.
I
Is this
wasn't.
my
I
welcome
wasn't
back?
here last week. So
Well, I wasn't
gotta come
either.
back stronger. Huh?
I wasn't either.
Oh well, you know, I had to welcome you back to the party with open
Hey, Mac,
arms.
we had a
I
no
see.
analogy clause in the last two GRGs, just for the record. No
I-
analogies.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Okay, so basically, all right. Before he goes too left, let me.
No,
What?
go ahead.
Okay, but what is your thoughts about the Kickstarter? That's the main thing about this. I mean, really not so much about the game per se, but what about the Kickstarter? Isn't that do you find that to be problematic, or do you feel like it's just hey, free trade? It is what it is. If people want to be crazy enough to pay their money, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, they're shady, so they're gonna do something shady. You obviously know they're not good with money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, imagine the amount of money Xbox gave for Scalebound to Platinum, right?
150.
Right. Now think about how much money. I mean, what they would have got using that same money for Scalebound or something like it, but gave it to Ninja Theory. What
Facts.
we have? What we have
AAA.
right now?
AAA game.
I have 3 of them. See what I'm saying? Like, so it's the quality of the dev. Look, Microsoft, this generation, they ran into the opposite of last generation. Basically, pretty much every company that they did with business with last gen with the 360, everybody hit out the park. Mass Effect hit, BioShock hit, Elder Scroll hit. Everything was a hit. All their exclusives were a hit pretty much coming out the gate. So then when they did fumble and have some issues later on, it was never looked as a thing, as a big issue. But it was a flip side for this gen. And you think about it, that was the same thing. The same thing that happened to Microsoft this gen was the same thing that happened to PS3 last gen.
Facts.
Or have it. What was it? What was the name of that shooter that was supposed to be the Halo killer?
Oh.
Havoc or something.
Yeah. It was a flop.
Yeah, it was
Damn, I can't think of the name. The dude on the cover had half a mask on and then half a face.
Yeah, it was Mag.
Mag. No, not Mag. Mag was the 256 player, 256 multiplayer game. No, he's not talking about Mag.
I thought
talking about the first person shooter that was supposed to be Halo.
I thought Killzone was supposed to be the.
No. Killzone has always been a flop, but they had another one. I can't think of the name right now.
All right, come on. Let's keep it moving, man. What's the point you're making, Live? Come on. What happened?
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, he's talking. Hayes.
You can't hear me?
Somebody said Hayes. Yeah, no, we couldn't hear you because I said it. And you just got quiet. I was like, oh.
Right, that's the name.
Oh, no.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, but Hayes, man. Yeah, like I said, I think dealing with Ninja Theory for a quick second. Everybody knows they're not up front. They do shady shit.
Ninja Theory, you mean Platinum Games?
Platinum Games, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Platinum Games. They do shady shit.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
drinking.
oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that
that
explains
explains
it. That's explaining. Okay, all right, come on.
Yeah. So, but anyway, going back to my PS3 thing, just to finish that up. People, a lot of people don't want to look at both sides of that coin when it comes to from last gen, the struggles of the PS3, and this gen, the struggle of the Xbox One. They act like, well, no, the Sony was perfect, and now they just showed you how they're perfect, and people just didn't realize it because they were hating. No, the shit that they were putting out wasn't doing it last at the beginning of last gen. They really only had Uncharted and The Last of Us. If you I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that came out last
they
year?
had God of War 3. Last of Us
Oh,
didn't
God of
sell
War. I'm
well on
sorry. I'm
Oh,
PlayStation
sorry.
they had
God of War.
God of War 3 and Ascension. Yeah.
Wait, Last of Us did not sell well on PlayStation 3.
I think Killzone came out last year, last gen too.
Yeah, but
Killzone
it
never
wasn't
does well.
And you had
I think it sold like
you had Resistance as well. There was plenty of games.
Resistance fell
Okay,
off
but
about
hold on,
3.
hold on, hold on.
no.
Okay, but hold on. I got to regulate. Live.
Yeah.
You're veering way off, man. I'm feeling
Get to the
nervous about
point.
you. I
Listen,
feel like
listen,
you're
no,
about
no,
to
I
drive
finished, I
off the
finished my
off the.
point. I was just
Okay,
finishing the other point. No, but
All
that's
right,
all I'm saying. I'm
okay,
just saying. I was just saying as far as like, you know how people just come in and they try to switch the narrative of certain things. That's
right.
all I was saying. As far as like, come on, we gotta look at both sides. We can't just look at one side of like this, like, well, Sony messed up, but they're godly, so they can just fix everything. But Microsoft messes up, and they'll be shit forever. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I was going on with that tangent. But
Okay,
go ahead.
okay, all right, cool, cool.
2 hours later.
I can't wait to get my Steam Deck, bro.
Yo,
I can't
my
wait to get
bad.
it.
My bad.
I can't
That
wait
was
to
my
get it.
voice. I'm sorry.
I can't
My
wait to
bad,
get it.
Live.
I can't wait
I
to
did
get it.
not mean to do that.
Anyway,
That's really for Bloody. That's not for you.
okay, so I'm gonna go to Op on this one. Op, what is your thoughts about the whole platinum game situation? Do you think that the Kickstarter is something that console gamers should be pretty nervous about coming into the future?
Maybe Platinum Games, bro, they full of shit right now at this point. Because like,
Hmm.
this is how I look at it. First, start out saying they want to port one for 101 over to current gen consoles. Keep it on Xbox, saying it's too hard. Asked for 200 million, I think, for the Kickstarter.
Hmm.
And they raised that money, I think, a little bit more after that, a little bit more than that as well. They come out and say
2.5.
this. Like, say again, Lemon?
It's 2.5 right now. That's where it's at.
0.5. Okay. They raised that much, and now they're saying it was a marketing ploy to get traffic or get recognition out for the game, let people know they're doing it. Okay, that's shady as fuck at that point. But that's red flag number 2 now. Then after that, now they're saying they need a little bit more or something else at that point. I'm just like this. This literally, bro. I'm not trying to be offensive, but like it seems like Japanese developers only ones allowed to finesse people. Like nobody says anything about it. And this is ridiculous at this point. Like they swindled 200 million plus 200 plus million out of you. They're asking for more. Nobody's mad about it. They literally lied on their camp. I'm off memory. They lied on their campaign saying they're developing this on port to different systems. Now they're saying this is all just for a marketing ploy. And like nobody cares at this point. Like I'm pretty sure they're going to develop a game at this point, but they're being disingenuous right now. So it's just like I don't know, bro. Like the fact that like people, the fact that people like to throw bones towards Japanese developers this gen is just crazy because like I'm not trying to segregate them from anything because they do make great games like every other developer in the industry right now. But like people, I put them on a pedestal, go above and beyond, just to exaggerate and hype them up more than other just like the one of the biggest nervous scenes around like a comeback to generation. Some of them are, some of them have been doing better than they did previously at this point. Capcom, they're so for me because I don't give you credit for making a game you already made over almost a decade ago. At the point you're taking a blueprint of something that already worked, you're just doing a game with a new coat of paint on the top of it. Like I don't give you credit for that, for remaking that winning formula at that point. Like for me, that's not much of a W in that book. Like I don't know, man. This is just sad, man. It really shows how black people can be.
It's back.
I had to do it.
I ain't doing it.
Okay.
But yeah, just to finish up. This is just sad. Like people just don't care about getting money swindled out of them at this point. But yeah, Platinum Games, I don't trust them. They're really hit and miss studio from what I played in the past. But like, just fuck them at this point.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. What about you, Lemon, what is your thoughts about Platinum Games, man?
Let me say this for the record. Fan of their work. They made a banger, Bayonetta, Vanquish, Nier Automata, Astral Chain on the current Switch, Bayonetta 2. But let me tell you something about these dudes, man. These dudes are Easterner Japanese supporting companies. The first big budget game that they ever had was Scalebound, 150 million budget. Every game they've made to date has been a 5 million and below budget game. Now, the narrative saying that it is more expensive to port in the Xbox One than it is the PlayStation 4 is a blatant disrespect and a lie. The narrative for saying we want to start a Kickstarter to port over this game from the Wii U because we need money is a lie. And to come out and say, oh, we just wanted to see what interest people had in Wonderful 101. That was one of the best games on the Wii U. Most people didn't even understand what that game was about. First of all those characters on Wonderful 101 were superheroes. And you had to do special moves on the screen of the Wii U to form weapons. I know people still, to date, don't know how to do that. Okay? This game had great gameplay, great vision. Now, let's get into them porting it over after they telling you they needed the money, which is a lie. I got Vanquish and I got Bayonetta remastered. Trash. It looks like trash. It plays the same, but it graphically looks like trash. So now we're supposed to have confidence in this company porting it over to these other two systems, or other three systems, including PC, which is basically mercenary money. But you're putting out a product just recently for $40 for two different games, and they both look like trash. This company, let me say his name. It's not the company. Shout out to my man Bloody. He always points this out. But the director, the lead man, Hideki Kamiya, is just full of himself. He goes out here and he says statements like Kojima does about the Westerner gamers, like we slow. Then he says we need money for a port. I thought Kickstarters was small development teams to get money financed by the community to help them reach their goal because they don't have a financial backer. Ain't that what a Kickstarter is?
For a new project.
Right. So why do these dudes need money with a serious track record? Because from last I guess, Nier Automata on the Xbox Series X looks better than the Pro, and they put more work into that than anything else.
Better than the PC.
Packs. So can you believe these dudes? Hideki Kamiya is a goddamn problem. Now his partner, I can't think of his name right now, but his partner's fine. But like I told Bloody, the head of the team is the forefront of the company. And when he say nonsense, it just is what it is. And you put out two terrible ports. Vanquish and Bayonetta do not look good. It's horrible. I popped them games on. I was like, what the hell is this? But they resold it to us. So take that money and port it over. But all that Xbox hate and all that, oh, we don't have the money, but we want to buy Scalebound. You ain't buying nothing. You lucky Microsoft didn't sue you and bankrupt your ass and send you to the unemployment line for what y'all did. Taking that Microsoft money and developing Switch titles, PlayStation titles, and PC titles and ports. Because that's what they did. Highway robbery. This was a slap in the face once again by another Japanese developer saying crazy, and the IGNs, the GameStops, the Gaming Ages, the Gaming Bolts is putting these dudes on a pedestal, and they're insulting our integrity and intelligence. Because from what I know, there's no major developer asking for Kickstarter money to port over a game. You know why Suzuka asked for that for Shenmue 3? Because he don't work for goddamn AM2 at Sega no more. He ain't worked in years. And Sony said, we're not giving you that bread. So he earned $3.5 million to port over a game that still feels outdated because I'm a Shenmue fan, but that game still feels like Shenmue 1 and 2 with a little bit sharper graphics.
AJ gonna jump on your head, man. But yeah, no, I mean it does graphically look. But he did the best that he could, and
no, he did, and I'm not knocking him because I'm a fan.
And
but he's not robbing the public though.
But this is the thing right here, though. There's a lot of people that talk about games. Oh, look at this! You've lost this, you've lost that. PlayStation got it, and not nobody on PlayStation because they betted on PlayStation was going to support it because it was a Japanese company, a Japanese game.
Facts.
And not now when people even it was it was the worst sales in its history. So that's bad. But 100, you know what I'm saying? Because we you know what I'm saying? Y'all want me to keep it rolling, so we gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah.
100. Give me your thoughts about this, man.
Man, I don't know.
Keep it rolling, 100. Let's go.
Man, y'all, man, y'all over here talking about it's something that's easy to do. Quit buying they fracking games. Quit buying them. Quit supporting them. That's all we got to do over here. Just go quit supporting them. Mm-hmm. They want to do the West wrong. Just don't support it. I'm done with the talking and the long-winded and all that. Quit supporting these damn companies. If the Knicks won't they owner out, quit going to the games. We need to quit buying the games. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, that's short and sweet. I like that. You doing the pred. The pred is short and sweet about certain topics, especially when we go long on it. All right, so I'm going to skip a couple of them because I want to get to the main two topics for sure, and then try to exit out on the last two topics. But let's skip right up here to the rumors.
We're doing good. We're doing good though.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. But Rumorgate, because there's a lot of this speculation going around. For one, the PlayStation 5. There's been reports that saying that it actually is going to have that, what is that RDNA 2? Whatever the hell that is. Going into
RDNA 2.0 architecture.
Architecture. So pretty much that it will be, which is supposed to be the same as the Xbox One X, or the Series X, I should say. And which means that thing should be around the 12 teraflops. But they're saying that PlayStation is going to have a PlayStation 5 Pro that's going to be introduced alongside with the standard PlayStation 5. And this behemoth is supposed to have 13.3 teraflops. Now, that's one rumor. The other rumor is that Xbox is having a Windows mode implemented into the Series X, which will allow you to play PC games. Now, I'm going to start off with the PlayStation thing, with the PlayStation 13.3 teraflops, the RNDNA, whatever, whatever the hell that shit is called. I'm going to go straight to you, 100, on this one. What is your thoughts on this? Now, first off, do you believe that this rumor is true? We'll talk about the Xbox thing coming back around. We're just going to stick to the PlayStation thing first. Do you think that this is one of those things that where that's why Sony was taking so long, because they wanted to make sure that they get the parts, all of this, so then they can present this new behemoth that will, if all the rumors are true, will overtake the Xbox Series X. Do you believe this rumor to be true whatsoever? And if so, what do you think?
I don't believe none of, I don't believe in the rumors. I don't believe in I don't believe in leaks and none of that until these companies, until Sony Entertainment comes out and say, hey, this is what we got. Mm-hmm. Y'all just don't even need to believe it. But I'm gonna get at my Xbox brethren. You should not tease them. And I'm gonna get at the PlayStation. I'm gonna get at all of them. Till you know these specs, they shouldn't be talked about like we know them. And we talking about. They don't even know what I can't even say the acronyms mean. Everybody want to know about. They know what a teraflop it does. No, you don't. You don't even know what RAM mean. You don't know what a CPU. You don't know what a GPU mean. That's why I get them when I go live. I get them. I say, you tell me what that without you googling it, and explain what it means for. Explain what it does. People don't know what's random access memory. They don't know what that. They don't know what that is. The normal person don't know, but they run with it and they want to use it. We got 12. I got 14. You don't know. Xbox already said what they had in their Series X. You know what I'm saying? So PlayStation, we don't know until PlayStation comes out and do it. People need to hold their horses and just chill the hell out. And until Sony say something, quit sitting there and like, well, Sony, GameSpot leaked this and this and that. And they just gave you a description. They ain't tell you no specs, what it's going to do, how it's going to do it. I don't know what Sony going to do. I don't know what they doing. I don't know what Sony he's still stuck in that basement. They ain't let him out yet. But don't even let him out 2 times a year. You know what I'm saying? Introduce the console
that's abuse.
And introduce the Pro. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time they let him out. They put him in that basement. When he see the sun, he like, thank God. But people got to understand.
Well, maybe he said, look, if you let me out, if I achieve 13.3 T flops and all of this other greatness, you know what I'm saying? You think that they might let him out for good? Keep him out in society?
Nah, they gonna let him out. Nah, okay. they gonna put him back. They gonna put him in, and he got a new boss now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Sean probably would have let him out like several times a year. Jim got him hostage. You know what I'm saying? Like one of them movies.
You know, this is abuse.
What's it called? Someone came a spider. He locked up with them girls. He got to sit there and try to draw all that power out of anything they got because Microsoft hit them over the head when they showed the specs, and they when Sony been quiet like this.
Never.
This is my issue.
I've never seen them this quiet.
I ain't saw that. They should throw 100 million consoles. This game sold this. You know what I'm saying? All this other stuff. Only thing they talked about was adapter on a controller and showed you a logo. That's all they done. Well, they taking a book out of Microsoft playbook. When Microsoft did this, the world, what? They need to show more. Microsoft shows more and ain't good enough. So let Sony show when Sony come out, then people should talk about the specs and have their opinion. None of these guys are hardware engineers, software engineers, none of that. And they be talking about it like they know what the hell they talking about, and they regurgitating an article. And they good at regurgitating. They don't know nothing. The average consumer, whenever, I said this the other day to 108, we was talking. I said, whenever you saw a consumer walk in a GameStop or something, what console got the biggest teraflops? I thought we were gamers. Gamers where I come from, we ain't talk about no specs. We just wanted to know if the game ran good and it looked good, and when can we play it and can we get a demo? Now we all trying to be engineers and don't even know. A lot of them, it flies over their head, but they going to listen to Joe Blow or this person and that person. Then they come back and want to talk. I see Mega gets the funk on Twitter. I just decided to jump in. Sometimes I'll be wanting to Harlem Heat and just clothesline them. But, you know, let me stay back because, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like getting pinged all day. But it's just crazy. We just need to just let Sony come out. And like I say, I bleed green, but I said it live on my own thing. Let Sony come out with the specs, and then we can talk about it. Then you can compare it.
Right. I do agree that I just agree with 100% with that assessment. Hey man, big shout out. I'm not going to say your first name because I can't, but I'm going to say Henosis. I said that last name right. Appreciate it, bro. He says, great show, debate, guys. He gave a big thumbs up. So good stuff, man. Thank you so much for the support. I see Lethal Papa. Man, I have not seen my brother in a long time. I know you be over there hanging out with the boys over there, man. So it's good to have you back and visiting for a little bit, man. Appreciate you, Lethal Papa. Man, me and Lethal Papa go way back in the infancies of the next podcast, man. Oh, good stuff. But anyway, all right, so let me go to you, Op. What do you think about this rumor? I mean, you know, it seems like this generation, we've come into this realm of where, you know, gamers that just primarily play on console are over here trying to talk all of these PC terminologies and talk about, first it was about resolution gate, then it turned to puddle gate, then it turned into teraflops, now it turned into this RNDA stuff, and it just keeps, and everybody thinks that they have the answers and solutions because they look at some stuff on Reddit or on everywhere else, and everybody has informants and everything else. Man, what is your thoughts about this? Do you think that this is possible? First off, and if you do, what will that say about the power narrative between what Phil Spencer did say about he was going to own the narrative coming into this generation?
Is it possible? Maybe. I'm no tech person, so I really can't say either way. As far as power narrative, I don't know. We don't know. This is really too
Right.
little dogma. Like, I don't want to try to explain how there could be a small or a big disparity between both of them because I don't know that. I don't have the information available to me at this point. But like, as far as rumors, I don't care. You can go hear rumors back and forth for over a year at this point. Like, it's been like a war of attrition about who has a more powerful console based off of headcanon for the longest. And Mark, in these respects, people just gonna make our narratives to that at that point. So I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these rumors popping out of nowhere. I'm tired of these fake insiders being debunked weekly at this point. Keep cropping up at this point, making more rumors, people keep running with them. I'm just so sick of it. I'm just waiting for Sony to come out, say what they gotta say, with respects, and just be done with it at the point and just move forward. There be no more vaporware, no more headcanon. Have go off of what it is that they said. And if whether it's good or bad, can you sit in? Oh well, at that point, I make a decision which one you're gonna buy forward. So I'm like, I don't know. So, but if Sony manages to come back and knock Mark's up out of the power throne, one, hypocrisy that day because people were saying power doesn't matter. Went back and said it does matter. It said it didn't. They said it did again at that point. So they're gonna have to make a decision it does or does not at that point. Because they come out with a more powerful console, then you kind of nullify the majority of their narratives they've been building up over the past couple of years at that point. But if it doesn't, then we all know what's going to happen. Power doesn't matter. That's better exclusive at that point. So they say they're going to be a win by default. It's subjective because everyone's like the same thing at that point. People like games, some people don't. And people like wrote this narrative that they like to generalize and hype up some exclusive, saying like the games for everybody. We all know that's a lie at that point. They like to paint a picture that these are games that anybody can like, that everybody loves at this point, but the attach rates on all exclusives is otherwise. Also, the publisher and developer who can say that almost everybody likes their games on their platform is Nintendo. Their attach rates are insane at this point. Like Legend of Zelda, Mario Odyssey, and others as well. Those are crazy, almost unheard of attach rates. They're almost they're almost comparable like to the previous gen consoles, like back in like the 80s and 90s, like the original Mario games sold extremely well during that time at that point. But yeah, like going forward, I'm just like I ignore most of these rumors. I'm just waiting to see what Sony says officially, so just be done with it, and that's how I feel.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, what about you, 108? What is your thoughts about this rumor with the 13 teraflops with PlayStation? I mean, do you think that that Sony's capable of doing this, especially for everything that we've been hearing as well that's been included with talking about that they were having problems with getting, you know, air kits or whatever, some kind of certain type of software kits, and because of Samsung getting all these kits or these certain devices for their Samsung phones, all of that. I mean, where are you on this, man? I mean, do you think this is possible?
No.
Okay.
When Sony has the upper hand in something, what do? They open their mouth. When Sony has...
Hold on. Can you say that one more time, please? Say that one more time.
When Sony has the upper hand on something, they open their mouth. Facts. Microsoft will say, yeah, we got the Xbox Series X coming out. They'll say, yeah, we got Last of Us 2 next month. That's what they do.
Right.
You know why they ain't saying nothing? Because it has changed. Phil Spencer has blatantly came out and said the Xbox Series X is the most powerful next-gen console ever made. He didn't say maybe. He didn't say we think. He said the Xbox Series X will be the most powerful console next generation. I'm not giving up the power narrative ever again. 100 got a great analogy. For them to put their for Sony rather to put their system onto Azure service, They got to tell Microsoft what they got. You can't be on the infrastructure and they don't know what you're working with.
Yes, that's right. I did hear that when 100
That
said
is
that.
a
That was
fact.
right. That's a great point.
That is a fact. That was, matter of fact, that might be the smartest thing 100 ever said in his life.
Oh, damn. I'm not going
I'm going with that. I'm going to run with that.
Oh.
But 12 teraflops is not the whole bag and logistics for next gen. It's so much more than that. That's just a number that the clowns could run with from every aspect, to the haters to the lovers. There's so much more to these consoles next generation. But no, I don't believe this crap. Because, you know, shout out to that boy Lemon for knowing that tech talk. And I ain't gonna say no names, but a dude with 867,000 subscribers went out there and said, hard drive makes graphical differences. I believe on Reddit, I found this article that said the Xbox Series X is only 11.2 teraflops and the PlayStation is 12.5 teraflops or 12 teraflops. And I went on to say this in his channel. Dude, you better look up the credibility of these articles that you're posting on your channel, because over 800,000 people are relying on good information coming from you. Because when it comes out and you don't know what you're talking about, or you promoting things that's not facts, people start to say, is this clickbait, or he just don't know what he's talking about, or is he a liar? Then I showed my man Bloody. Dude made a video and directly responded to what I said to him, because I know my stuff. Don't get out here and believe rumors. If these companies don't say it, it ain't so. Everybody with their sources, they know somebody. I knew this architecture. Getting credit for reporting RDNA. No, don't get credit for something you read and regurgitated. We're not doing that. You got to know that hardware. You got to be future-proof minded. That's hard to do. A lot of tech talk is for tech people. Like 100 say, 100, he said, Lemon, people don't understand that tech talk. Well, that's why they here. That's why they here, to learn. So what I'm going to tell you, this is fake news. Because if they're playing the waiting game for finances, we know their system ain't no goddamn 13 anything. Because you just would say it. And at 9 teraflops, you still got a $500 console. Because the Xbox One X is 6 teraflops. And that's a $500 console. So anything above that is a $500 console. Facts. RDNA 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, which is the future for next year. Stop believing fake news. Look at the situation. Listen to people who go by facts. Listen to people who got logical guess, who can explain where they're coming from. Don't just read an article they find and just run with it, because you're making yourself look like asses. Facts. Done with this.
Yeah, no, that's
done
the
with
one.
this fake news.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I would have to say before I go to you, PK, is the media has really been in retrospect. I mean, looking at other people, like, everybody has sources. I mean, everybody has people that they could go to and look. And this is the thing here, like, I don't know what the other people do, and I don't know who they listen to. That's not none of my concern on that issue, because some people are right, some people are wrong. It is what it is. You know, nobody's perfect. The one thing about this, though, is that every time that I hear something from 2 or 3 credible people, I don't listen to anybody else outside of that circle, except for 2 or 3 people.
Facts.
Most of the time that I hear something, I'm told, don't say nothing. Let it play out. And then once something pops up, then they say, okay, you cool. Let that go. And that's it. So most of the time when people get these leaked things, not saying that they're wrong, they're right or wrong. I mean, it is what it is. But if they're letting out leaks like this, it's just no different than that person that laid out that Series X and left the serial number on there. I guarantee you that dude or lady is never going to ever. They're done.
They're fired.
Done.
They're done.
Whatever that they did, they're done. So it's not just all up in the air and then things like that. And then also a lot of people, it's just like kind of like when you look at the NFL for a second, like how like all this posturing, well, just in sports when somebody wants when there's a contract or a free agent and somebody or like with this Columbine stuff that's going on and people wanting to draft, they play, oh yeah, that person's going to be in the first round. Knowing that they know that person ain't worth first round material, they just want some fool to go get them so they could go get somebody else that they
Facts.
probably want. So it's one of these things to where the console war is not only within the people that constantly go at it and talk about it and do it. It's also within the media because they want to keep this festering and going, and it's also happening into these places because they want to make sure that they have the best product for their customers for their fan base. So I don't know, man. I like everybody so far has been saying, just wait, just wait. It's
Right.
cool
Be
if you're
patient.
if you're the first person that brings up the information and it comes out, kudos, you're a champion for that. But if you get caught and you're wrong, then you're gonna have to take the repercussions just like anybody else would if they come out and they say something. That's just how I look at it. So, PK, what is your thoughts about this whole thing with the 13 teraflops? Do you think that this is the real deal? Do you think this is true?
So I got a multi-part answer to this, and I'm gonna start with um, first where did these rumors come from,
Oh, hold on.
right?
Sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to stop slipping. King James, 1089, man. Appreciate it. He says, what it do, GRG? Off topic. Uh, but Fireteam Osiris deserves a spinoff. You damn right they do,
Oh,
man. No,
damn.
no
That is
doubt.
off topic, but he's right.
No. Well, he posted that a while back. So, but yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Because I've been posting a lot of Halo 5 stuff here lately, man. I've been playing the hell out of that game. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They definitely need a spinoff. And then my main man, Infernal Lock, he said, Mega, you not gonna read my super chat like that? Man, I got you, bro. I got you. That's why I had to interrupt. I'm sorry. I try to let these knuckleheads get their points off, and then I try to be respectful. But I'm just gonna cut them off. When you drop something, y'all are the most important. So anyway, go ahead, PK.
Yeah, no doubt. So the rumor came. It started from NeoGAF. Some unconfirmed insider posted on NeoGAF.
Say that again. Say that one more time.
Some unconfirmed
There you
insider
go.
posted on NeoGAF, which is a festering, I won't say PlayStation fan, I will say PlayStation stands are on there consistently, um, uh, communicating and bashing other consoles, that kind of thing. So they took that information and ran with it from that site. If you notice, no other site has reported officially that this is a rumor they got from a source. The source is
Facts.
always NeoGAF. So I'm gonna move on down to my next point. The same person that posted that it's supposed to be a PlayStation Pro and all this stuff, he also said it was going to be revealed on March 3rd. That didn't happen. So they end up banning that person's account, which is probably the same guy who just makes new accounts every time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But the same person who said that is the same person who said it was going to be revealed on March 3rd. This is March 6th, and there is no PlayStation news. Now I'm going to move on down to what the GitHub specs says. The GitHub specs put out there what the PlayStation and Xbox Series X um, was on GitHub. That person was from AMD. It's spot on with what Microsoft came out and said what the Series X was. So why don't you think it's spot on for the PlayStation being 9.2 teraflops? Now I understand that most of us feel like maybe power don't matter, but yes, power does matter. That's why these rumors keep popping up, because power matters. If it doesn't matter, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Okay.
Let me get to the third point. And this is pure logic. You don't have to be a tech to understand this. How many dev kits of the PlayStation 5 did you see?
Mm.
How
Mm.
many? How many did any developer talk about?
I Anybody?
I
You
know
got?
I know they couldn't say specifically, but when you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
how many? They only said one.
And wasn't that was that Greedfall? I mean, fall. Not Greedfall. What was that game called? Godfall. Is that the only
Well,
one?
I'm
I mean,
specifically talking
Destiny.
about the
I mean,
dev
oh, my
kit.
bad.
Okay.
Like you seen the picture of the dev kit of the PlayStation 5. That's the only
Facts.
one you've seen.
Oh yeah,
You
that's it.
only hear them talk about using one machine. You never heard a dev in any interview talk about multiple PlayStation 5 SKUs testing their game on multiple systems for the PlayStation 5. You
Mhm.
have never heard that.
No.
So when you use that logic, that tells you there's only one system. There's only one. And we know by the information that the AMD rep put on GitHub that the specs are there. Why would we believe that only the Xbox Series X specs are real and not the PlayStation specs are real? So let's just say all this is phony. Yes, if your source is GitHub, then of course it's someone spreading this kind of information. Obviously, it's not true because it didn't get revealed on March 3rd, right? We the same guy said there was going to be a February uh, uh, PlayStation announcement. There was no February PlayStation announcement. You
That's
know,
right.
and
Hold on,
he
I gotta interrupt you again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cyrus Burke, that asshole. AKA Operation Op. Anyway, he says since Super Chat is more important, K Mega, you are legally obligated by the law of podcasting to show your achievements and bank account number. Listen to you, sucker.
You are
People,
bound by your word.
I am bound by my
They are
word.
more important. The
You know,
honor.
yes, they are. But I said that the super chat are important, and the fact is, anybody that has seen me streaming, they have seen my stats not only on Xbox and but on PlayStation as well. So all you got to do is just go to Mixer, go to Mixer, and go ahead and try to follow your boy. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll definitely see my stats up there. You'll see my games. You see me because sometimes I don't even interrupt. I just go straight through it, get to it, blah 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 blah. Blah. So you can see it there. You can see my stats there, and then wondering if K Mega games or not. Okay, thank you very much. Go ahead. Go ahead, PK.
yes. So just to kind of wrap it up, I just wanted to point out pure logic that the devs already specifically talked about the
Uh oh. Uh oh. Did Sony cut off his mic?
they
Oh
said
no.
there
Your mic cut off, boy. I thought that. Boy, I thought Sony cut off your mic. Somebody cut off your mic. Maybe somebody from those insiders. But go ahead, finish up, brother. We didn't get to hear all you said.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
I'm
can hear you.
just sure. Cool. So basically I just want to wrap it up and just say the first thing is most of the rumors came from an unconfirmed insider from NeoGAF. There's
Mm,
no official sites reporting this outside of getting this source from NeoGAF. So we already know that this same guy is fostering these rumors. Yes, power matters. That's why he's fostering the rumors. That's why the PlayStation stands, not the fans, care so much about the power. And yes, when it comes to the specs, these specs were already reported not by Microsoft, but by AMD employee on GitHub.
mm,
Shows the specs, and they were spot on a Series X. So why wouldn't they be spot on a PlayStation 5? Again, he only showed two consoles, one for Xbox and one for PlayStation. He did not show a second PlayStation spec on the GitHub. And number three, there's only one dev kit for PlayStation. So why would we believe that there's a second PlayStation Pro that they supposed to bring out and nobody's testing on it? Nobody's making games on it, but it's supposed to come out. Let's stop that.
mm,
Okay? That's just logic without even trying to be technical.
mm, God damn, boy. Man, give a big hand to the guest, man. Wow. Boy, that he killed it. All right, I don't know what you could do about that live wire, but man, I don't know if you can handle that. But what do you think about this whole rumor with regarding the 13.3 teraflops with the PlayStation 5, or the PlayStation having two different SKUs and one being 13.5? I mean 13.3.
Uh, I'll go with two places. All right, first, I don't know if it's going to really matter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. It really comes down to the techniques that these companies make, because you know you hear things about Microsoft doing compressions and where they could offload shit similar to like a website with PHP, so you just load in the textures and shit like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends on. what methods they use and how it best works for their games. So I don't think just saying this one has more teraflops than that one really matters unless you're only applying it to brute strength. Like it'll basically be like saying, all right, well, you have two people, one stronger than the other. How you gonna lift this piano? One guy's trying to put it on his back, the other guy's using a pulley. Well, yeah, if you're stronger, physically stronger, but you can put it on your back, sure. But somebody a lot weaker could pick it up with a pulley system. So I mean, it really comes down to whose technique is better. So since we don't really know what technique they're going to implement, because we won't know this until we actually get the games in hand and they get analyzed. It's really hard to say who needs what. You know what I mean, it looks all great, but I've seen a lot of the strong motherfuckers with all these muscles get knocked the fuck out because all the muscles don't really mean shit if you don't know what to do with them. You know what I'm saying? So just saying you got more power, that's great and all, but
It just ain't working
at
for
the
you.
end of the day, what are you doing? What are you doing with it?
Okay. Okay. All right. So, quickly before we move on to the next topic, and that is about because I didn't think we was going to be on the PlayStation aspect that long, but uh, I'll start with you, Op. What do you think about the rumor with the mirrored windows to where you can play PC games? Do you think that there's any validity to that?
I'm not sure. It'll be dope though because like Microsoft for the past couple of years they've been pushing the mouse keyboard availability on the console as well. It's going to be limited, I believe.
Right.
Been pushing that initiative forward. So Steam games being able to be played on a Series X, next generation Xbox, wouldn't be all that surprising though. Like, I don't really see any negatives to this at this point. Yes, you open up more games to the ecosystem at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Again, most of those games, I won't say most, but a good portion of those games will be only limited to mouse and keyboard. So that'll be another issue that got tackled with how do you go, I guess, deliver that message to the gamers that, hey, these games on this different launcher on our system only played on mouse and keyboard. And that's going to be a tough thing to tackle because once you begin mouse and keyboard only games to a console environment, there could be a lot of tension with that because gamers will find games that, oh, this is cool, but they figure they can't play it. They have a controller, they have a mouse and keyboard, so it might put some more tension and the deal of going forward. But it will be dope, but it's going to be an uphill battle to just properly implement that into the Xbox ecosystem and work properly at this point. As far as validity, I hope it's true. It'll be dope. If the Series X is powerful as they're claiming it to be, and like it can handle like those more taxing games or on pieces, especially like RTS games like that. I can possibly circumvent having to buy a PC at this point and possibly play those games on my Series X and get a mouse keyboard. This will be a win for me, definitely.
Okay. All right. What about you, 100? Do you think that this is true?
Do I think it's true?
Yeah, for the mirror mode for Xbox.
One is whoever came up with that logic is not logical. We play PC games now on the Xbox One X. On a regular Xbox.
No. We're talking about you can play Steam
We play PC
games.
games now. I play Black Desert is a PC game.
Yeah.
We got MMOs. That's PC games.
But there's no WoW.
It is mouse and key. Yeah, it is mouse and key support for them. So why would you need to mirror for anything?
Because games like
right. Warframe was a PC game. Minecraft was a PC game.
No. I get that.
What you need to mirror. What you need to mirror a PC game for, where you can. It's the same architect.
Okay.
It's not logical.
Okay.
All you have to do is port and say there's PC guys that play them games with a controller.
There's a lot of passion in this one.
I know. Okay. All right. So I mean,
yeah. So it's like if people thinking it's not people ain't thinking logical. I don't know. I guess because I had to go to the office 5 days this week, and I didn't have enough to drink.
I think
this stuff ain't logical. What these people is thinking, and you. I'll put it this way: if it was Microsoft, when they pulled out their specs, they would have named. Microsoft named everything in the world. They would have named that. That would have been the first thing they would have said.
Facts.
Well, no. That's a
got nothing to hide.
That's a game changer, and they still got more stuff to
They ain't
display.
got. Why y'all think Microsoft got more stuff? It ain't no
Because
more stuff but to show you the game.
they said that they
Because
have
they
more
said
stuff.
they did.
They said that they
said
had
they
more
had more
features.
stuff.
More stuff is I'm going to show you the games.
No.
That's more
No, that's
stuff.
talking about they
You
said that
can't
they're gonna.
assume.
They said that they're gonna show more. They have more features
They
that
have
they
more
can't wait
features.
to
More
announce.
features,
Say.
more features don't mean that's got to be a feature because that feature's already built in the X. Just like people over here talking about it's a Lockhart. No, it ain't. Yo, Lockhart. People don't. I'm so tired of hearing that. It's a Lockhart and that. A Lockhart could be a controller. Why would you make another system where you got the X that already do 4K 60 on your game?
Well,
It
because
don't make no I don't know. I don't know. Maybe my mind. Maybe I'm out. Maybe I'm out the matrix. Maybe I got to be Neo around here because people ain't using their heads and they using their minds.
which
and
pill
they
was
reading
it to
these
go into the
dumbass
Matrix?
articles.
Was it the
They
red pill
listen
or the
to
blue
these
pill?
dumbass YouTubers, and it don't make no sense. Phil look what Phil has done. Phil
Somebody
sit
on
there.
fire.
Like I say, look what Phil has done.
This man got me
You're the
drinking.
flame.
This man
You're
got me
the
drinking.
flame.
Yeah, look
You're the
what
flame.
Phil has done. Phil gave you the S.
Lemon,
and
we
they
ain't gonna hit
promised you
that
the
record.
X, right?
We at 148 now. But go ahead, 100. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look what Phil has done. Phil said, "I'm not leaving nobody behind." Why would you
Facts.
make something that you already got? Why would you leave the X behind? Why do you make something? If you're gonna give somebody an upgrade, you're gonna give them the Series X. You're not gonna go make something that your other console that people spend $400, $500 for. You alienating, you making them looking like you dummy. This ain't like the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's a little bit more.
Oh, don't do that. Don't bring that trash in here.
But I'm just like, people have to think about it like business wise. See, people think about it fanboy wise instead of thinking about it business wise. It doesn't make any sense. It's not making any sense. It's not what Microsoft has done, made money. They're the first $1 trillion company because what? Everything they made, we've been making profit and revenue.
Got them deep pockets.
Are they the first
They're the
$1 trillion
second.
company? I thought they were second.
Apple beat them like 2 days. That's still a first place
I mean,
situation.
in the gaming sphere, okay, in the gaming, gaming space, okay, you got
So
that.
I'm sitting there like, come on now, you got Xbox is in the top 25 most profitable businesses in the world.
Get them 100.
So it's like, come on, Phil didn't get that promotion for no reason because what? He using his mind. And people want to throw around. I just saw people, the Lockhart gonna get announced yesterday. And I'm like, come on, man. You put yourself in a deep hole, you're gonna get yourself in a trap that nobody can get you out.
So you're saying that there is no lock. So you're saying that there's no Lockhart. You're saying there's no Lockhart.
Lockhart for what? The only thing I say if it's a Lockhart is the Lockhart going to be a Series X without a disk drive. It's going to be $50 less.
A Series X or an Xbox One or Xbox
It's going to be a
One
Series
X?
X without a drive, just like you got the Xbox SAD. They're going to upgrade. It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same architecting. If you don't want to drive and you want to pay $50 less, and you already got hard drives, that's why I think that's what it's going to be. Microsoft would have, by now, what Microsoft been doing, they would have talked about the Lockhart. Just like what my man PK said. Nobody's talking about you when you saw any developer talking about his 2 dev kits. Because you're gonna need 2 dev kits.
I mean, I know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've heard the same thing.
He hit a great point. He
yeah.
hit a great point. Like I say,
I've heard the same thing.
He on point. He my best friend right now. Because he hits some great points. But you gotta understand, business-wise and logical, it don't make business sense. And that's all I gotta say about that.
All right. Well, I mean, you said a lot. You said a lot. People in the chat, you got to let me know what you felt about 100's thought process on that. Because listen, it wasn't discombobulated. It was actually coherent, and it made a lot of sense. I'm with him on that one. 100, like I said, 100 haven't drunk anything yet. He listened to me.
I have.
And oh shit. Okay, well never mind.
No,
so,
you ain't drunk none. You lying.
He ain't
We know
lit.
you're lying.
Only lit person in here tonight is live, and so you know what I'm saying. We get
only
live.
time you was drinking is when you said, "I bought a 1080 Ti for $80."
Okay. Let's not go left. All right.
My bad.
All right. So Livewire. I'm gonna who did I miss? Who did I miss? Because I got confused myself. I hit live. I hit 100. I hit op. Okay. So it's and then I hit Oh, okay. Well, never mind. 108. What do you think about this? About the whole Xbox situation?
I agree with 100. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep it short.
Keep it short. All right. What about you, PK? Do you agree with 100 on this, or do you think that this could be something different?
So far as
The mirror mode, the
the
window
mirror
mode.
mode,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even
I
talk
think
about that.
I
But
think
Oh,
it
okay.
will
I'll get to you
be
last then. My bad.
I think it would be a good feature, but I don't think they're gonna implement it right away. I think there's some things in the background that has to be uh,
Worked out.
worked out before that could be a real possible thing. But I think it'll be a great feature, especially when you want to play your Steam games on, using your Xbox. Because let's be honest, Microsoft's already putting in frameworks to integrate the Xbox within. Because you can see things what people are playing on Steam, or if you're on Discord, you can see your Xbox friends, your Steam friends. You can see all this stuff integrated already, even from Mixer. So I see them trying to get that integration and dig more deep into that as time go on. I just don't see the future coming out in the very beginning, but I think it'll be great
Okay.
in
All
general.
right, hold on. You know
Nice.
what, man? I didn't want to say this shit. I didn't want to do this. This is not a good idea. Me and King Mega had this conversation. No. We're going to talk about this because I didn't want to do this. This is not a good idea. First of all, it confuses the console community. That's number one. Number two, what game on PC that a console dude really needs to play? Because all of the big...
Yeah, there's a
Huh?
lot of games.
There's lots of games.
Excuse me, we're not talking about the biggest games in the world are on console.
It doesn't matter, but the game.
Wait, let me finish.
You asked the question. No. You asked the question. We giving you answers, sucker.
I didn't. Okay,
hold on.
okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's break it
Name
down.
a game.
Okay.
Name a game.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That's not backwards compatible anywhere, but you can
That's
play
not
that
a
on
big
PC.
game on PC either.
Well,
League of Legends.
League of Legends.
League of Legends.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
is
yeah.
a PC style game
well,
that console dudes ain't playing.
GTFO is a big PC game that
Exactly.
would be great to
That
be
was
played
on the OG
console.
Xbox.
Okay. Listen to what I'm saying. 99% of the big titles is on what?
Okay.
What does... Hold on. The second biggest game in the world, right?
Yeah.
Is Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
What's the sales on PC? Because I know the numbers. What's the sales on PC?
I have no idea, but but some of the best looking mods, and that's where a lot of people would go. Why are we gonna just separate it? No.
Because
you can't separate them.
Mods only goes with the community that supports the game.
If people
That's
have
never bigger than the community.
This is the one thing. Hold on, but this is the one thing right here where I have to where we had this disagreement. But I told you we'll talk about it on the show. I didn't think you was gonna go there, but we're gonna do that. So the one thing right here is again, you have this concept of where gamers can't concept if they want to play PC games or not. They will know right off the bat of what kind of games that they want to play and what games they can't. But this is for the gamer that's like me, that's like PK, that's like you. Well, not so much like you because you don't play on your PC. You don't play PC games like
very rarely.
Very rarely.
But I have a nice collection. I ain't gonna front. But
no, you
got
okay. But yeah, I got a good collection too. But I do play these games. Some of the gameplay that I show, like when I was playing Marlo Briggs, that was when they showed Marlo Briggs. I was playing that on the PC before it even came backwards compatible on the Xbox. But again, this is for that enthusiast, for those gamers that indulge in both, but they don't want to spend that high-end money for their PCs, and they could go ahead and get a Series X, and they can have the best of both worlds. That right there would alleviate all that talk out there, that speculation. Oh, well, why should I buy a PC? Why should I buy an X when I could build a PC? Well, most of the PC gamers out there in the world don't have the specs of what the PlayStation or the Xbox is going to be when it comes up. So, for those people that indulge in that, they look at this $500 or $600 price tag, and even though for console gamers that might seem expensive, but to a PC enthusiast that likes to play console games, it's nothing. Right. That's a win.
Okay.
Only reason I said it's a conflict of interest. Hold on.
I ain't trying to disagree with you, but
disagree with who? Disagree with who?
I ain't trying to disagree with you, but Engadget had a great video yesterday, and guy was like, "It's the Series X and they specs, and he said that with the specs that they showed, that is like between the $1,200 to $1,500 PC. Most people don't have that money to go spend on no PC. They complain about they complain about paying $500 for a console. How many people just said, "Well, I'm just gonna stay with my PlayStation Pro. I'm gonna stay with my Xbox One X for a while till the price go down."
Right.
So let me just ask a question. So you're saying I'm asking a limit. Is it you saying that is a confusion to have that as an option? Because I don't understand that, because the reason why I'm gonna clarify just so you can answer it is the One X supports 1440p, right?
Yes. No.
The
X, the Xbox One X.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Right. Okay.
Just remember that only works on monitors.
Right.
So
With the rare refresh rate.
But you have to know this, right? No one's going to plug it up to their TV saying, I'm not getting 1440p.
Right.
Unless you got a 90R, like my man Kamiya.
But you have to know these things.
Right.
I'm saying,
right. Facts. No, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you.
Are y'all talking about the games running native?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I want to understand.
Listen to what I'm saying. Okay. The games like Call of Duty, we got already, right? Running 4K, 60 frames. Grand Theft Auto. I'm talking about the big titles. I'm not talking about the League of Legends. Like I told K-Mega, I brought that up. He'll tell you World of Warcraft. Those are the niche titles that don't really appeal to the console market. So if you put the Steam games on there, I said, what on Steam that's not being sold on console that's going to change the narrative for a console dude to say, I'm going to buy it on Steam and play it on a Series X. That's what I said.
But what if it's not a Steam game? Well,
No. I'm talking about a game that's on PC, like a Call of Duty, right?
Or what if it's a PlayStation exclusive?
Right.
That you can't get on Xbox, like Detroit Becomes Human, but you want to play it on
And you know what's crazy? I didn't look at that point, but Kamiya brought that up.
Right.
So now I said, there's a problem there. Because now Sony won't put their games on PC.
Oh no!
If
Sony ain't got no. I don't think Sony got any choice in the matter now these days.
But no.
Sony cannot listen. Their CEO has made it clear that even with 100 and some million consoles out there, they still didn't generate enough money to or even put a dent in the market like they want to. So in order for their games to get there, people, like I said this a million times, if people want to get their games bigger, better, more bombastic, just have it all this bells and whistles, then it's okay they're going to sell 10 million. That's going to be a lot of money to bring it in. But
and PK,
hold on, but if they no, you're fine. But if they have a Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Zero Dawn 2 be able to come over to the PC, and they can
full 4K,
full 4K, whatever. That shit's gonna sell instead of selling 7 or 8. That motherfucker might sell 15 right after the first month. Like PlayStation has no alternative but to go this route as well. They don't have that alternative. That's a fanboy. That's a fanboy stand logic point, which is been debunked.
That is the conflict of interest. So it's like, why buy a PlayStation if the Series X gonna play all of that?
I mean, yeah, people will say that, but that's
a conflict of interest.
But this is the thing
That's
right
what
here.
I'm talking about.
A common person won't be able to do that. Man.
Yeah, a common person don't even care about it that way.
What's the biggest thing about a movie sale or video game sale?
They say the same thing about the.
It's word of
Xbox
mouth
right now, though.
It's word of mouth,
right? But I mean, okay, look,
you know, because
all right, but hold on. Okay, but let me make this point too, and I'll let you make this point. Okay, it's no different than a Marvel movie, right? There's people that we know that will refuse to go to the movies and will go see it on a particular platform instead of going to the movies and spending that money. But somehow that movie still is successful. It makes that money. So regardless, you know what I'm saying? People keep trying to trying to break down this old mythology of how gaming was and how it's going to be implemented in this era. It's not going to be anything like that. It's already being told to the old heads out there that think the gaming it should be primarily to a console and should be separated. It's not. These people's logic is falling quicker than the Dow Jones market. Stop it.
Facts.
So that's the point I'm
Facts.
trying to make on that.
But you know, like I said, man, that's the narrative that I'm talking about is the conflict of interest between like if Nvidia is putting out all these high-end game graphic cards, and you could buy a Series X 12 teraflops because you got to look at it like this: the 1080 Ti, the 2080 Ti, excuse me, is 14 teraflops, right?
Yeah.
And if the Series X is 12, you're gonna match those graphics, maybe even better because it's an enclosed environment. Why would people even buy a PC? Now Nvidia losing money, who's a partner of Microsoft
I totally disagree.
also.
I totally disagree.
But why would they?
Because go ahead.
It's a different it's because it's a different market.
Right.
I know, but that's my point.
It's kind of like I understand what you're saying, but you gotta understand there's people that buy cell phones, there's people that buy tablets, but they're the same chips. They're the same chips. They're getting sold by the same company, but they're still selling different tablets and phones every year. There's people got iPhones, Androids of all kinds, but they're still selling them regardless every
True.
year. And all I'm saying is it's a different market. So it doesn't matter if a Series X is directly competing with a NVIDIA or AMD card because you still got Android and Apple and Microsoft still competing, yet they're still working together. Even Sony's working with Microsoft with their Azure server. So there is a mutual business move to promote these things. It's a different market that they're targeting, and that's what they're trying to knock down. Now, I
PK,
mean,
do you got an expensive PC?
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually, I
so
do.
do you agree with this? Because I got an expensive PC. I don't agree with this because I invest a lot in my PC. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's no different.
If I buy a Series X, it's like, what the hell did I just do with all this money for this PC?
But you're not primarily a PC gamer.
Right.
No, I can, but I'm saying like it's an investment that we make into this architecture.
All right, let me. Y'all was talking about porting stuff over. We was talking about what you call it. I was talking about what you call it 101. What's so hard for porting a PC game and it's on the same architect? It ain't that hard.
No, it's not hard.
That Series X is a damn near PC.
Right.
It is a PC.
And the PlayStation 5 will be damn near PC. Yeah. Both of these new consoles are pretty much PC.
It gets difficult when it comes to
It's a closed environment. So it's no reason to have that mode.
Wait,
because nobody's have to say is, hey,
hold on.
Go ahead,
whole
Lyle.
thing is confusing. I'm trying to understand what y'all trying to say.
Well, you drinking?
Are you talking about streaming? Or are you talking about them just porting?
No, he's talking about a Windows mode to play PC games.
A mirrors mode. So basically, you go into basically like you can on your like you go on Windows 10 like you can on your Xbox, and go and then you could just start playing your games pull up your Steam or your Epic, and then you can start playing games off of that.
That's not gonna work.
Okay, well, give us your point why you wouldn't think that would work.
Because it's just gonna play shitty PC games. It's not gonna do anything. Like I'm just saying.
Come on, bro. Live is
so biased.
Wow.
Listen,
okay, go ahead.
Listen. You gotta listen. The whole purpose of a console is to give you the polished experience. Why the fuck would you want to play PC games that aren't ported and optimized for console on a console? It should have just played like shit.
It could, or it could be.
Are they going to have the feature sets that you need?
It could. That's the point of the matter. It's according to how people. It's like what PK said. Are these gamers that would be interested in wanting to play PC games? on their Xbox, if this rumor would be true, they would be playing on their monitor. So therefore, right there, they're winning because they can do the settings like they want to on their monitor. Now on your TV, it's a different thing because you have to have the proper stuff. That's something that I had to learn when talking with Blades and Don and them when I was over here doing this stuff. I'll play, you know what I'm saying, hooking up my PC to my TV. So I get it.
I don't think it's gonna work that way. You know what it is?
What?
To me, it sounds like somebody who's a real powerful boxer and at a middleweight, and you're
over here another analogy.
Now you want to.
Y'all write this down. Write this down in the comments.
Okay, go ahead.
You're like, oh well, he's knocking motherfuckers down. You gonna put him in the heavyweights. He gonna get up there and he gonna get his ass rocked because he not built for that, man. That's not what his skill set's best at. Like,
but how do you know that?
Like
but how do you know that?
Because it's a console, bro.
It's
like a
console's like a PC.
No,
but you know what? The console mentality is a different market.
Guess what? A tranny.
That's
like
what I'm
talking
about.
Oh no. Okay, live. Now you're going left. Chill, relax.
No, I'm dead serious. That's
but there you go. No, live. We ain't doing that. We don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so make your point without doing those crazy ass analogies like that. What are you trying to say?
Now these is real life.
Okay, whatever. Fuck that. Just give me the point without going with an analogy.
A girl is like a woman.
Oh,
but it ain't a woman. She a girl. All right. How's that? Is that better?
That's more politically correct. Thank you. Okay.
Man, I don't give a fuck about that stupid ass politically correct shit. I'm giving to you 100% real. I'm not.
What is this? What is this? What is this? Why you sound aggressive? Why you sound aggressive? Why you sound aggressive?
Yeah, man. It's like, you know, it's like a dog, but it's like a cat.
Oh.
But it's not a cat.
I don't know what the hell you've been drinking tonight, but stop. All right. So anyway, okay.
Light skin juice.
Light skin juice.
Man, fuck that. I'm dark skin, bro.
Okay. Anyway, so anybody else want to touch anything on this topic, or so we can move on? Okay. Yes, it got completely odd silence. Okay. All right.
I don't want this feature because that means I'm wasting my money on my beautiful PC.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna work the way people want it to.
It might not. This is just a rumor, so it might not.
I mean,
even
it is,
exist.
but I don't.
But I would think it would be cool if it did. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of obstacles to go. I mean, you gotta have an agreement with Epic and Steam and probably with
Epic and them. Epic and them ain't playing. Look at all them stuff. Look what they did to
NVIDIA. I know that. I know that. But Microsoft and Steam definitely have a great relationship, and so does Microsoft and Epic. And this is off of Windows. And this is off of Windows. Windows is PC. These people work off of Windows. So who's to say? It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor.
Man, this is a competition.
It's just a rumor. Lord have mercy. It's a great conversation.
It's a rumor that shouldn't be talked about because it's
not. Oh no, it's going to be talked about. That's what we do. We talk about it.
And y'all gonna talk about it.
Just because you won't talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it.
All y'all remind me of right now.
Here we go.
It's the Lonzo Ball Daddy. The Triple B, y'all trying to whisk something to existence.
It's an article that's right there.
Y'all trying to whisk something into existence?
It's an article, bro.
You just called us a dude that averaged 0.2 in his NBA career.
Okay,
that's disrespectful.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on for 100. Have an aneurysm.
We got two more. I'm pretty sure the last one's going to be pretty quick. But this one. Here we go. So, and I plan on being done here in another 20 minutes. So let's try to be as thorough about it quickly as possible. The future of E3. Now, now I know that you guys talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Matter of fact, I was listening to it while we was getting ready to go out, and I was listening to some of the stuff that you guys were saying. But now things is getting a little bit hairy because not only that, the situation that's going on with a particular virus that's going on.
CV.
Don't
say the whole name, fellas. Just
CV.
Oh God.
Okay, so but also
Resident Evil.
Okay, so he said that Resident Evil. Okay, you can say that. That Resident
Umbrella
Evil.
Corporation.
That Umbrella Corporation. But also a person. Well, the situation has come where there's people that's dropped out. Sony dropped out. Jeff Keighley, he bounced out, saying that things weren't work together. Now, I am 8-bit will no longer be in charge of the floor plans, and that just came just yesterday, and so um, the show could be in jeopardy, not only because of the Umbrella virus, but it could be also that there's probably not enough time to plan or have somebody take their place without this being completely botched up. So now the question is, if this E3 don't happen, not only because of the Umbrella virus, but also because of these people, all because the people that's leaving and things of that nature, could this actually be the last E3 uh, that we went to last year? And I'm gonna go to you first, Lemon, on this. How serious should we take this?
Well, I'm gonna say something for the record. Shout out to my man Megatron. He scared the hell out of me the other day, calling me talking about the CV. But I am gonna say this.
Just say T-virus.
Okay, T-virus.
Yeah.
That's even better than CV.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say this, man. A lot of things that we're going through with this situation is fear more than anything else.
Yep.
Okay. It's did they cancel the All-Star weekend? 100,000 people out there to see the All-Star game. PAX East, did they report a breakout? You had some interviews. Shout out to my boys ILP. They was interviewing some of these devs and they had on masks. Did you hear one incident at
yeah.
PAX East?
Yeah, I did. I did see that.
One?
There was three.
Okay. But are they confirmed to be the T-virus?
Believe so.
Because,
yes.
because some people had the flu or pneumonia and they was diagnosed. It was 8 people in LA and it ended up being 2 people with it that came off a cruise ship. But
right.
the point is when you supposed to let
me say this. I seen it posted, not knowing. I don't know if this person is kind of a shady character, so I won't say it's 100% fact. But I did see somebody post it, and they're
not credible.
Yeah, their credibility has been shot over the last couple of years. But I've seen something like that posted.
Let me tell you how serious it is in New York. I work for New York City Transit. We move 6 million people a day. They're spraying all the train stations every 72 hours. The buses, everything's getting, But like my job said, this is precautionary measures. Not that they have confirmed cases. Not that people in New York is dropping dead. It's a precautionary situation. E3 will not be canceled. Me and you got to
Please say that again, my brother.
E3 will not be canceled. Me and you got a text today, King Mega, in a group chat, right? I ain't gonna say the other person's name, but me and you got a text message, right? Oh, are y'all gonna come if things go down? I said go down. You can't worry about things out of your control. Number one. Number two, a lot of things that you hear on the news, it's not facts. It's clickbait.
Yeah, because
it's a lot of things. It's fear.
Yeah.
And misinformed individuals.
Builds the economy.
Because there'll be like somebody
right, and everybody need to get clicks. Everybody need to make videos. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at them. Yeah. And you're supposed to be precautionary. I'm not saying don't think this ain't real. It's real, but it's not to the point where it's attacking a nation like smallpox and it's gonna kill half the goddamn culture.
No.
It's not like that.
The thing is,
what's on right now?
Hold on.
Is the Lakers playing right now? It's a full house. And I live out here in LA.
Right.
Is it stopping anybody from moving?
No.
It's still traffic every day on the freeway.
That's right.
It ain't stopped nobody from moving.
You know what I'm saying?
So people sit there. It got people aware to start washing their hands because they probably was some nasty people. Didn't do it before.
But you know what the big thing is? It's not that it's like some super it's gonna kill everybody type virus. That's not what it is. The thing is that it's no different than your common flu, right? The thing is, there's no vaccination for it. So instead of because Right now, somebody get the flu in your house. Does that mean everybody in your house gonna get the flu?
Facts.
But with
Let me ask you a question, too,
with
Live.
the T virus, because there's no vaccination for it, if somebody in your house gets the flu, all you motherfuckers getting the flu. That's the difference. Doesn't mean everybody gonna die and all that dumb
Facts.
shit. No, it
Actually,
just
really high
means that
recovery.
Let me ask
it
you a
means that
question.
everybody gonna be sick at the same time. Typically, when you get the flu and somebody else gets the flu, when you coming off the flu, everybody getting the flu. You feel me? With
No,
the
but
T virus,
let's talk real numbers
and
here.
everybody get it at the same time. That's the difference.
Pneumonia kill people every day.
And
It almost killed me twice.
that's
Nobody's talking about that. The flu kills people every day.
The
Ain't
flu?
nobody talking about that. It's the next new thing that everybody's talking about. It's the coronavirus.
Remember? Yep, let me
What?
said it.
Shut
Let me
up.
said it.
Oh,
Remember about
oh,
the
my bad.
BFs?
I'm sorry.
Remember about the
Damn.
BFs? Remember about the
my
B flu?
God.
You know what
Sorry.
I'm saying?
T
What happened to
virus.
that?
Sorry.
That's probably me tonight.
Sorry.
You know, it's
But
social
I'm just
media.
saying, my
It's
bad.
social media
But
is acting this stuff
damn,
up.
my bad. But it's like, come on, man. These people are bugging out. Like the situation is so the two viruses that I'm talking about, pneumonia and the flu. Like I said, man, they killing people every day. I don't see y'all going out here on no flu rant. You know what I'm saying? It's business as normal because it's been killing people. It's not nothing new. So now we got something new. Everybody like, yo, wash your feet and hands when you come out the tub. Or
They like that.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's
Well, I
crazy.
mean, you're supposed to wash your feet and tub and hands when you come out the tub anyway.
Yeah,
when you come out the tub, your hands and feet should be washed already.
Yeah, you
That's what I'm saying.
but
I'm just
anyway,
saying.
the thing is, the common flu kills about 56,000 people a year.
Right.
As of right now, the coronavirus has killed.
No.
Oh, okay.
The T
All
virus.
right. This conversation is done. I said this conversation is done. Shut up. Finito curtain. God dang.
Curtains.
Man.
Just take
Damn.
My bad, King Mega.
Damn.
It's over.
Man, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, why
Jesus.
can't we? What's the big
Because the
shit?
word on the street
okay,
is that YouTube is when you say that word, they put you down low on the list.
Oh, they take the video down.
That's
Right,
the rule.
man.
I don't know.
Damn.
I can't confirm
Sorry.
or deny,
Okay,
'cause I
anyway.
ain't said
All
it.
right. So
Everybody
anyway.
share this out right now.
It's all right. I guarantee you.
Emergency.
I guarantee you, the haters that
Emergency
listen,
T
it's
virus.
out there. It's
Share
gone.
it out now.
It's gone. Thank you. Welcome back, K Mega. Anyway, so we go into the last topic. Get the hell out of here. Listen, I knew I should have made that the first topic. I knew I should have made it the first topic.
Sorry,
anyway,
Mega.
so damn, because it was an interesting topic.
And it was
good to
my
talk
idea
about.
to say CV.
Oh
My
yeah,
bad.
you was adamant about it. So
Right.
anyway, all right. So all right, Shannon Studstill. She left Santa Monica Studios. She was the head of Santa Monica Studios, and she was she was the lead person of Santa Monica Studios. And so she left.
Where did she go?
This is the funny part. This is where she went. She went where Stadia. She went to Stadia. She went to Google to be at a new studio that's being made called Play Vista, and she's gone. So now I got to throw a little shade, just for the main fact of this, right? You guys been giving me hell about Stadia.
Stadia dead.
Stadia can't be too dead.
It's
When
dead.
they sit there and they paying money.
It is not
No, they
dead.
paying money
Yeah,
to get people to revive the dead horse.
You do not
Listen,
get that.
Listen.
Google
You can scream and
pays
get all
money for
animated
Y'all
all
mad
you
as
want
hell.
to.
Look, they did
dead.
Google Glass.
As much
They
money
got
as
Google
they
You
did.
Lens.
can
Google that
you
just 'cause
can
they got a
get
studio.
mad and you can yell. Don't mean jack
Yeah, just
nothing,
'cause you
sucker.
got a
This is what
studio
this is.
don't mean that your
Oh no.
it's over.
This is why
Stadia is over.
this
Stadia
is why
barely
you
got games
take
now.
your L of the evening.
It's over.
This is why you
It's
take your L of
over.
the evening.
I don't know why you trying to
Uh,
save your
I,
faith,
I
but
will.
you going to hell. It's already done. You gonna go to hell with them? We trying to bring you in heaven with xCloud. We trying to take you to heaven. You want to go to hell now with them? Welcome to hell.
All right, okay, listen to this, man. Stadia is plenty alive. They made them two studios, right? So these two new studios that they're making, or that they produced or whatever, they have they landed a big fish, and now I'm telling you this right now. If this person was not capable or sure that they weren't going to just jump in here and then like Google Stadia was just going to fall off the face of the earth next year, by next year, I don't think that this woman would have went anywhere. I really don't. I think she's probably
got
been
guaranteed money.
Well, I understand
Who
she
would
probably
do it?
no, okay, right. But she also probably knows, like, look, I want my vision to come out first before anything
Nigga, it
happens.
ain't everybody
Let me
don't
tell
have
you
this
this,
vision.
man. They got plenty of
Man,
money.
Google
I told
wrote
this
her
point.
a check. Google wrote her a check.
Yeah.
That her behind gonna cash. That's all it
Oh,
was.
no. I mean, I'm just saying she could be financially stable, but the fact of it is that she left. So there's another person that left Sony again. And what also I wanted to talk about, but we ain't got time to do that, is Dean Yoimer. I think that's how you say his last name. He left. He's gone to Xbox. He's gone to
And they gave him a
NXL.
check.
Well,
They gave him a
he's the
good check
lead.
that
He's
his
the lead.
behind gonna cash.
Well, yeah, but he's the lead fighting designer or something like that. And so
Combat designer.
Yeah, combat designer. And so he's worked on Mass Effect. He's worked on God of War. And so there's another person gone. There's a lot of people that's been gone from Sony from those big studios. But the point of here that I want to make is that Stadia is long from dead. They got plenty of income. I told you. This is why everybody's afraid of them, is that they have the income. If they want their chips all in, they got plenty of disposable income to do it. If they're going to pull in these people to start working on big budget AAA quadruple games, bro, they ain't playing.
Nigga,
Here
you
it
know
comes.
Google done pulled in so many people to work on this project, that project, that project, that project, and that project don't exist anymore.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if you know the history of Google. You need to go.
Listen. Hold on. Okay, well, listen. People keep telling me. People keep telling me. No, hold on. People keep telling me the history of Xbox, especially in the beginning of this generation. But do we still take that as actual factuals?
You can't put them too, because
why not? Why not? We can. Why not? Why not? We can. Because Microsoft.
Because Google don't
what
make
happened
games.
to the Zoom?
Xbox
What happened to other?
games.
What
They
happened
into the game?
What happened to the Microsoft phone? Look at other things that Microsoft is. Okay, so again,
it's dead. And guess what? They're coming out with a new phone, and guess what they're using? They're using Android.
Look at the Connect. Look at all these things. I mean, you can say the same thing.
But they made money off the Connect because.
I mean, you say the same thing about Sony, Nintendo. They have made bad investments, and they chopped them off and said, "Look, they're done." Google, listen.
Google
is taking this serious,
you just don't want to go
and
down
I think
with
you
the
guys
ship.
need to start taking it serious too.
You need to go down with the ship. You want to go? You need to go down with the.
Okay.
That's the Titanic. Go down with the ship then.
All right.
We're trying to bring you back. Think about it.
Right.
If you go even look at if you go type in Google Stadia, you got the best of the best. It's people that I love. Hey, they all say the same thing.
Let me read this from
Nobody plays it. You don't get the bang for your buck.
Let me read this.
Think about it. They just start putting it on different things. Now it was different. They said it was a beta. No, they put out their prime time product, people and its developers leaving. People say they don't want to put their stuff on Stadia because they don't think that it's a longevity game.
Okay, all right. Infernal Lock, man, he says, so what's worse, the T virus or Ebola? Look, man, I think T virus is eventually going to get there. Well, Ebola has more of a history, so Ebola was worse. But I think while this T virus thing keep growing, I mean, because if they ain't gonna have any type of vaccine for at least 18 months. But anyway, all right. Well, I said we ain't talking about that, so sorry, but I have to get that. But anyway.
The fatality rate is much lower.
No, it's much lower, but I guarantee you, if the T virus knock out a young person, a person that's fit, I think that's when everybody's going to really start tripping out. Because I think that's what I'm saying.
It's not going to knock down somebody that's fit.
Who knows? I mean, we don't know anything about this thing except for where it came from. That's it. Anyway, so Anybody else? I forget everybody else. I'm just going to go to our guest and ask him anything about this, and then we can get the hell out of here. PK, what about the whole Stadia thing? Do you think that this is a significant hire from Google to put this woman on their side, on their team?
I think we got a hint from this from Phil Spencer when he said that he feels that Amazon and Google are their main competitors. I know from our point of view, Stadia does not look like it's shaping up to be a threat, but he knows something that we don't. And he is the leader of Xbox for a reason. So he knows things that we don't see, and I think that he's aware that they're going to gear up to actually take this serious. So yes, hiring her was a good move on Google's part to get someone experienced and understands, and also hungry for a big paycheck, I might add,
All right.
to push their initiative to reach 1 billion gamers.
Yep. Okay. All right. That very good point. Now we getting the hell out of here. I'm not even asking the rest of you bums that, man. Y'all sit there and you messed up the show. It's done. It's curtains, man. This show didn't even exist.
Oh snap.
Anyway, so first off, I'm going to go to our special guest. Thank you, PK Live. Definitely will have you back on to the show. You did a fantastic job, man. I told you was good for this, bro. I told you was good for this, man. You need to be doing a lot more. Get out there. Where can they find you at? And are you deciding to do a podcast or anything like that in the future?
Yes, I look to do that under K Mega's tutelage. We'll get that started up and going.
Nice. You will probably be frustrated, but yet when you come back, when you get out of this tutelage, you will become a master. Anyway. So where can they find you? Are you on Twitter, Facebook, anything like that?
Okay. At PKX Live on Twitter.
Uh-oh. He went away again.
Yes, at PKX Live on Twitter.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you very much for coming on, man. We'll definitely have to get you back on, like I said. All right. 100. Where can they find you at, man?
I don't want nobody to find me nowhere. They already know how to find me. I already get enough phone. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Josh Snowden.
Hey, big shout out to Game Genie Prime. I've been trying to find out the proper way of describing this podcast, and he hit it 100% hammer on the nail. This is like when you come to GRG, it's you know what I'm saying, we have fun, we lighthearted, and then we get into these discussions and we turn into, this is like the barbershop podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Time.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know, you can come here, get your fade, get your stuff right, you know what I'm saying, and then everything is cool, and you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is just kind of like a barbershop, man. So it's all good. So yeah, thank you 100 for coming on here. He said he didn't want to be found, and he's out. All right, so Op, where can they find you at, brother?
You can find me here every Friday night getting shafted by K Mega because you don't want nobody to talk after a certain point. Of course, on Saturday. You can find me every Saturday night on Smash Podcast, of course, and of course on Twitter at Operation Oppo.
All right, cool. I want to shun you again tonight, sucker. All right, so anyway. All right, Livewire, where can they find you at, man?
On my channel, Livewire Gaming, where I put up stuff sporadically, but I'm gonna try to get better at doing it a little bit more frequently. I put up some Final Fantasy gameplay bitching and complaining about, you know, the gameplay.
Okay.
But it's all right.
Cool. All right. And 108 Dragons TV, the man that was adamant about the T-virus. Don't say that word.
I'm sorry, son.
You good, man. And now you eating. Now you're eating. I tell you,
what Mega.
What happened when I was gone, man? What happened? Anyway, go ahead, man. Where can they find you at, bro?
They always eating sandwiches.
I know.
You can find me at 108 Dragons TV on everything, man. And it is greatly appreciated for everybody that comes through and support this channel, man.
Full of cottage cheese.
No, it's not. It's Popeye's chicken.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right.
But I ain't finished. God damn it.
Well, hurry up, man.
Shout out to everybody that support this podcast.
You're going to die. Because that shit's going to go down your throat. You can't talk and eat at the same time.
E3 with the T-virus If we gotta wear rubber gloves, masks, and garbage bags, we in the building.
Oh man, you ain't gonna even make it while you talking with big ass jaws full of Popeye's chicken in your mouth.
That's how it's transported.
How can you talk and swallow at the same time? That didn't make no sense.
Oh.
Anyway, man.
It's
All
the
right,
talent.
I'm getting the hell out of here. You got anything else you got to say, sucker?
Thank God for support. God bless. Good night.
Man, with a cheek. That's the right side cheek, just full of just food. Anyway,
it's freaking good.
Thank you guys so much for hanging and dealing with these sapsuckers. I promise to whip them into shape. As their fearless leader, I will do better. Thank you, XBot448. Anyway, so check us out next week. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. As I always say, because Bloody, I would have Bloody and them say it for me. But hey, look. Well, damn. You know what? Oh, yeah, I can say it. I had to think there for a minute. Like, can I say it? I can say this. I can say this. Hey, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have to go to work tomorrow, then you need to be gaming. And if you ain't got to go to work and if you ain't gaming, then there's only one other thing that you need to be doing on a Friday night. And that's what?
The Pants Off Dance.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and 6:30 Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.
I've been doing a lot of streaming here lately. Me and the Don is usually streaming a lot. 108 comes in sometimes. 100 comes in every once in a while. But yeah, man, come check us out. I'll probably be playing something tonight. I think I'm in the mood for playing some COD. I might be in the mood to play a little bit of that. So thank you guys. Have a good night. Peace.